Very important button. I'm going to press this button now.
I guess we have to redo everything
Yes,
again.
we do. We do. Hi everybody. Hi everybody.
There was no one. All right. Oh, okay. Now I can see my own feed. All right. Hello.
Yes. Hi everybody. Professional streamer here, Des.
Hello, everyone. What's up? We've been talking for the past 5 minutes, by the way. Just want to put that out.
Professional streamer, Des.
Yes. We keep it very professional here. Yeah. That was totally planned, by the way. All right. Let's do this again.
Okay.
Hello,
NG
everyone.
restart.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We actually started on time, but Jared, the professional experienced streamer of this forever kind of thing, forgot to press the go live button on YouTube.
Amateur man.
Oh God.
Definitely started
Alright.
with a bang. It was really good.
Yeah. Wonderful start for the evening, man. All right, let's start this all over again.
Let's go. Yeah, let's do
Alright.
this. Let's do this.
Anyway, I hope everyone has had a wonderful buka, by the way. Just putting it out there before. I really should have started with that and completely forgot, and it's good to have this do-over.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Oh God. All right. Hi everyone.
You can start with your opening again. Let's
start. Hi everyone. Welcome to the second ever episode of Geeks at Sea. For those who are joining us for the first time, this is a very special sort of oral history / journey down nostalgia project that I started with. I started on his channel. The whole point of this is to sort of put up this kind of story of the ACG scene that we kind of grew up with and everything, because me and a bunch of my friends, we've been growing up with a very, very different scene that we saw these days kind of thing. And we want to just put out hey, it always wasn't like this, and God damn it, I'm actually ruining it. I did better the first time. I did a lot better the first time. But yeah,
basically you're trying to say this is a big back in my days kind of story,
Yes, thank you. And here with me today is Ido. Ido, say hi to everyone, Ido.
Hello everyone. I'm pretty sure everyone can see us right now. So hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
I have bunch of probably interesting stories to share. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yes, so once again, we'll be sharing stories from back in our days, from the early days of the early 2000s, where men were men, women were men, and sheep ran scared. Oh God, this is jokes back
early
from the
2000s
90s.
was just 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So was Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC. Totally 10 years ago.
Yeah. The Millennium album came out 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Avril Lavigne is not an immortal vampire that will never age.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly how it is. Anyways. All right. So
We're tracking so much. Let's go.
No. This is great. Anyway, so before we begin, once again, just to paint the stories, we're going to be sharing stories from back in our days, and a lot of these stories are going to be based on what we experienced and what we were going through when we were there. So with that, in mind, everything we'll be sharing will be painted heavily with our own perspectives and our own interpretations of the facts that we have at hand. All right, you are free to disagree with us. In fact, if anything, I encourage you to take everything we say with a huge bag of salt. We're going to be sharing stories and documentations that we have, or pieces of paper, or whatever else that we have. But everything we have, it might not be the fullest picture. But what we want to try and do for you here today is to give you at least a glimpse of the picture that we saw when we were there.
Yep.
All right. So massive disclaimer that also as well. Everything we say are our own personal opinions and our own personal perspectives. So none of these should be taken as the opinions of the organizations or parties that we may be we were with or we were working for or anything else alongside with that.
Yep.
It's also worth keeping in mind that both Ido and I have a huge history of Comic FIesta. So we may come out of this sounding like Comic FIesta fanboys, which we are mildly. So, so please keep all of that in mind while you're processing everything we say. Right? Right.
Yep.
We've all said and
All
done.
right.
I want to put out one thing as you're listening us talk and everything else. I might not be looking at chat a lot. If you have any questions, there's actually a link in the description below, in the YouTube description below. Go into the Google form, fill up the question, and we'll get to it towards the end if we can get to it. Tonight's session might get a little long because Ido has a lot to share, and we have a lot of stories to go on about. So we'll get to it towards the end if we can get to it. If not, we might do a separate one and get to your questions separately another time and all that kind of stuff. All right? All right, cool.
Okay.
So, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, with all that out of the way, Ido, how about we start off with the most basic of basics? Tell us about you and how you started getting into animation, comics, and games.
Oh, sure. Okay. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, Jared's listeners? So, just to just a mild, short introduction of myself. Hi, I'm Edo/Flight. Depends on how you found me online. I am currently the lead designer for this rhythm game that you might never heard of called Osu, and and also currently the stage director for Comic FIesta. And I'm overall a photography enthusiast. I like to take photos, and overall a very nerdy guy. And I've been around in the scene for scarily 20 years, I think.
20 hours sounds about right. That was where we were doing our testing yesterday.
Yeah, 20 hours. Just in the scene for 20 hours, things like that. So yeah, where should we start? What do you want to know? Because this is a bit hard. Because it's a bit too general. So like, where should we start? Where should I start? Yeah.
Let's start from the very beginning. I think
the very beginning.
Yeah. So last week, a couple of weeks back, when I was doing this with Meow for the first time, we started from the very, very beginning, very, very basics, which was really about how she started getting introduced to animation, comics, and games. For her,
wow, we're gonna go all the way back.
Yeah,
okay,
all the way back
all the
from
way
the point one.
I can go all the way back. Okay, where do I start this? Okay, I think I found my geekdom all the way in the early 90s. I mean, I was born in 86, right? So early 90s sounds about right. So I think I started from there's like multiple things that merged together, and then because of that, it created who I am right now. So like in terms of I think when it comes to the geeky stuff, like all the tech stuff, I blame on my cousin, because my cousin back then he had an IBM clone machine, like those really this machine, and then you use this big ass floppy disk.
You actually had one of those.
No, it wasn't me. It's my cousin. My cousin had it. My cousin in Johor. So every time we visit him in Johor, like I'll be super excited because I get to play with this machine. So it's like this MS-DOS machine, and my uncle uses it for work, of course, like all those spreadsheets and all stuff. But I'm more interested to play games. So like it had a lot of games. So I was fascinated with this technology. I'm like, what is this? Like stuff on the TV screen, and then he has keyboard, and I was like super excited about it. And then years later, I got my own computer in 95. It was this old a Toshiba laptop. It only has a monochrome screen, and it runs on Windows 3.1.
Windows 3.1.
Keep in mind this is 95, so Windows 95 is already out at that time. But of course, there is like the bleeding edge stuff, so like I don't get that. So it was my father's laptop that he used for work, but he rarely used it, so like he just simply give it to me, and I push that thing to the limit, like crazy thing. It breaks down so many times, and my mom's not happy about it because she has to repair it. So yeah, and I rocked that machine until I don't know how until 2001. Yeah.
You okay?
Imagine,
wait, so
I was
You're using Windows 3.1 until 2001.
Yeah. So this is a year where 95, 98 and Windows Me and Windows 2000 is already out. Everyone already have a proper computer screen that have run CD-ROM and all stuff. And I'm still using that Windows 3.1. But it works. It works for me because
Fantastic.
what I do is I just want to be able to write documents on Microsoft Word. Yes, there's Microsoft Word for Windows 3.1, and print it out and it works. Things like that. So I was one of those fancy kid back in class who print out my homework, and the teacher was like, "Did you actually write this? I need to see your handwriting," kind of thing. So, yeah. So yeah, it was really late. And then like I kind of like get into the like physical limitation to it.
Right.
Where I like my mom decided, okay, fine, we'll get you a proper PC. So I got a proper PC.
Right.
So that is like how I get into the tech thing.
Right.
Another influence is also my dad.
Mm.
My dad, he is into this bleeding edge thing. So like he'll buy like camera, he'll like to buy like TV, VCR, and all this surround system thing, and then like nerd out about this. Like, hey, look at my home theater system. Yeah, he's that kind
Was
of
that
guy.
Is it?
Yeah,
is
and
it?
also like, hey,
Okay, so I have to pause you there and ask you this.
yeah,
Was your dad was your dad like in his 60s? Sorry, like I'm sorry, because my dad had a bunch of friends that are more or less that same vein. Like they were into computers, and at the same time, right, they're really into home sound systems for some reason. Like there's this.
I'm not.
Is it a
I'm not sure.
generational thing?
I don't think, because like within my family, only my dad who's going all out on that,
Really?
and the rest is like they don't appreciate it. I'm like, they don't know what's this VCD, DVD. They don't know anything about it. But my dad was like geeking out about it. He's setting up he knows how to use the cable, how to set it up,
Right.
and the surround system. So like he's really gay. And also like when like for example, I have this camera. This is a film camera that
Right.
my family used to have last time.
Right.
It's the same exact model. I showed
Right.
this to him, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is the exact same model that I bought in Singapore back in the 80s." And then he started explaining to me, why he got it, and like the model is like super cool. It has this function, he have that function, and all blah 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 blah. And he was going all the way. I'm like, yeah, I know. You don't have to explain to me. And apparently, this is a very popular model. Even I saw in some YouTubers like was talking about it. I was surprised. Yeah, so yeah, that's
They don't-
that's the geeky part. Yeah.
They don't make it like they used to, huh?
Yeah. So that's one. About the photography. I mean the photography side, the video side, and then like when it comes to the otaku stuff, I blame it on my cousin. Yeah, I use the word blame here. So my cousin has a huge library. He likes to read. He has a lot of books, but he also has a lot of comics. So when I found out about his comic, I read a lot, and I got hooked, and then slowly into more mangas, and then after that anime, and the rest is history. That's what happened to me. So that is like how I got into this thing.
Do you still remember the first manga you've ever read?
I can't. Okay, I know it's probably somewhere around Doraemon, because I'm obsessed with Doraemon as a kid, and my mom just buy me stuff. I'm like, yeah, you want like Doraemon? Yeah, I'll just buy you Doraemon. I guess because my mom just likes me to read stuff. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great way to get into reading. I
Yeah.
swear the Doraemon translations for Doraemon improved my Malay vocabulary like nobody's business.
Yeah, I guess.
The only
Yeah.
reason why I stopped using some of those words in my essays was that I wasn't sure whether they're actual words. But apparently,
Yeah.
But apparently, Doraemon, like Doraemon's Doraemon, use actual like really bahasa baku kind of Malay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
Some of it is like it's kind of weird reading it. I'm like, no one speaks like this, but yeah, whatever. The story is good, kind of
but
thing.
but it's very proper Malay, right? Like, I mean, no offense to our friends in Gumpa and all that these days, but like, it's they don't use abbreviations. They don't use all that kind of like where you put like XDA kind of shit and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like Doraemon back in the day
And-
was like actual proper Malay
Yeah.
kind of thing. You can learn so much. from
Yeah.
it.
And then my cousin also reads Dragon Ball, so I read up on Dragon Ball. But this might come as a shocker to everyone. I'm not actually a huge Dragon Ball fan.
Okay, so
It's the biggest thing back in my school. Everyone draws Goku.
right. Let's
I mean,
let's not
it's
speak ill of the dead, but
yeah, I'm sorry.
Look,
Yeah.
look.
I mean, rape Akira Toriyama.
Yeah,
It,
rest in power,
it was a
man.
huge
Rest in
loss,
power.
definitely.
Power,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but frankly, I am somewhat with you. Like back,
Mm.
I think you and I, we were reading the comics that were released around that same time, localized around that same period, where it included stuff like Dragon Ball, which was done by Comic House, right? At the time, so it was like Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, which is Dino Daiboken, which I was discussing with like Meow the last time as well. Alongside that were like GS Mikami as well, and Sailor Moon, and Shinchan.
Yeah, GS Mikami. Yeah.
These were like the 5 big titles for us growing up, right?
Yeah.
And
So
of this five, I was more of a GS Mikami / Dino Daiboken fan myself.
I see.
And the thing is that I've actually followed the artists after those works, and unfortunately they've not hit the same marks. I feel really bad about it, by the way, honestly. I really do. It's a real pity because they actually have really fun stuff, but it just doesn't hit the same beats. It's just not as good as it was.
Yeah.
And I really do blame it on the stories.
Yeah.
It is a story issue.
Yeah. And then you know, like as the comic evolves, I started to read more and more. Like he started buying like Kindaichi. He started to buy
Oh really?
Budak Getah, and then he started buying Kreko.
Okay. So here's the
yeah.
fun thing. I really don't know if that is translated anymore in Malaysia, and I honestly wonder who actually knows what Budak Getah is.
No, Torama folded a few years ago.
Yeah, and
Didn't hear about it?
Yeah, but that's exactly my point, which is who still knows what Budak Getah is?
Budak Getah is One Piece, by the way, for the audience that have no idea what it is.
I know, right? Like,
so
here's the part that is really, really, really scary, right? Like we grew up at that time when using a computer was sort of niche and new and different, right? And then after that, there was this group of people who grew up in the 2000s who practically had their childhood in the 2000s. And they were exposed to comics in the 2000s. And by that time, like you would have access to the internet like reasonably readily. And by that time, there's a very good chance that you are not buying comics off bookshelves anymore. So you are likely not going to be exposed to what Budak Getah is. We still jokingly go satu keping, which
sekeping, right?
Or sekeping, right? Like
sekeping,
sekeping or satu keping or whatever you want to do it, right? Like which is a literal translation of One Piece. But who the heck went with Budak Getah?
Budak Getah, right? We just no idea one.
Yeah, exactly, right?
At least like Penjelajah Jojo is like, you know, it's a little bit more accurate, you know.
Yeah, oh my god. Did Toraman do Jojo? Did Toraman do Jojo?
No, it was not Toraman, it's someone else. But but Penjelajah Jojo is a thing, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We also had Fist of the North Star. And Fist of the North Star was done by who was it done by? Was it not Comic House as well? Because there was a
I don't remember.
Oh god.
Probably it's Comic House, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Likely. Because I know Toraman's selection was really small. Toraman's selection was really small. And what happened was that I know that because Get Backers was really popular when we were growing up as well in the 2000s.
Oh, Get Backers. Yeah.
And that was localized. That was properly localized as well.
Yeah.
Into Malay. So
basically that's how I got into anime, and then after that I'm like, oh, you know, like anime is a thing, and then that's how it started.
Awesome.
So now I'm deep into this. Pain. Not
sure.
It's a good pain. It's a good pain.
For those who don't know, he's so deep in it. He's in Japan right now. That's where he is right now.
Yeah, that's not exactly the reason why, but yeah, I guess. I'm happy where I am now, so yeah.
Yes. Like I do believe that it's a contributor to everything.
It is definitely. It is. Else, like I'll be, you know, in South Korea, maybe, I don't know.
Doing manhwa instead. Is that where you're gonna go?
Doing manhwa? Oh no, probably like the Japanese, the South Korean idol fancy, maybe K-pop stuff. I don't know. I'm just
So you're going to do the idol training montages and stuff like that.
yeah. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah. That's how I got into the scene, and naturally I decided to study in MMU because of this multimedia thing. So I thought like it's just like it's a natural progression for me
So
to study multimedia.
So all that time, like being exposed to stuff like you know, the equipments, the electronics, the PC stuff, and then comics and all that eventually led you into MMU. Is that what it was for you?
Yeah, because I decided to study IT, and IT wasn't exactly a big thing in 2004. I mean, it was booming. Yeah, it was really booming. But not every family has a computer, and not everyone has a mobile phone. To everyone has like a Nokia 3210. You know, so it's like yeah, you know, IT is booming, but not everyone understands it yet. So I thought like, yeah, you know, I have a chance in this. I want to be top of my game. Besides, I have like early exposure to IT, and I dabbled in making websites, and then I've designed some stuff in Photoshop. I did a little bit of coding, so I think yeah, I should be fine. Until math wrestled me to the death. Like yeah, it's still my Achilles heel to this day. So yeah, that's how I end up in MMU. So yeah.
I blame your secondary school teachers.
Yeah. MMU is Multimedia University, by the way, if no one knows what that is.
Oh, yeah. On that note, I think you need to be a little bit more specific as well, because they actually have 2 campuses, don't they?
Yeah, I went to the one in Melaka, which is the cooler campus back then, because we have life compared to the cyber kids back then, which is just in the middle of the desert. Cyberjaya is no longer a desert now. Cyberjaya is definitely a lot cooler now, but Melaka was the hip back then, and you're gonna find out why later. I have a lot of stories.
Banda bersejarah.
Yeah. Banda very very bersejarah. Now it's just a lot of sejarah. Like it's very old now. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So now I'm going to fast forward us a little bit here. While in MMU, you did a big thing, which I felt like set a bunch of things, like was the first domino that like led you down this path.
The Kickstarter, the Kickstarter. It's not. I believe it just doesn't affect me. It affected the scene in the country too. Yeah, I strongly believe that. Yeah.
I do think so as well. It is a contributor to the larger picture as well. So correct me if I'm wrong. Like, and we're talking specifically for those who don't know, we're talking about GACC.
Now, GACC or GACC, according to some people.
Yes. Anyway. now, correct me if I'm wrong, Ido.
Yep.
GACC was the first college-run ACG event. Is that right?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not?
So, there are various few other university events that run. At least I know there was one before us, back in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. EMINA Cyber. I mean, there was. Okay, hold on. How do I say this? Okay, so our club called is EMINA, Japanese Animation Club.
Right.
So we have one in Melaka, and we have a sister club in Cyberjaya called EMINA Cyber. Right. So EMINA Cyber run an event in Cyberjaya. They had like something like a mini CF. It's very tiny. I don't know what it's called. I just don't remember. But this is the first time I went to Cyberjaya. I met up with some bunch of friends. So they had the event over there. So it's just a small one. It was just one day event, small one. I can't remember what it's called. So JCC is technically not the first university event that we had. It's just that JCC is the first big one, you would say. We had a lot of firsts, I guess. We did a lot of firsts. So yeah. So yeah.
Right. So like, could you clarify on a few of those things? Like what does JCC sort of have in its sort of... Okay, I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. Can we take one step back and let's go back to
okay.
What is GACC? How did it come about first? Let's go with that first.
So Okay, let's go all the way back on my join and I mean stuff about MMU. So in Multimedia University, we have this club called they have an anime club called EMINA Japanese Animation Club, which is this one I believe it's the oldest anime club in the country, and they still exist still now. They're still EMINA in MMU Melaka right now.
Which was like they started from what year? For anyone who's interested in like challenging the record, by the way.
It started in the year 2001. It started in the year 2001. The EMINA Japanese Animation Club started in 2001. Yes, and then I remember the reasons I remember because when I joined them in 2004. We had the third birthday bash.
Right.
So that's how I remember. Hey, what's up? We have an EMINA press in the club there. Yeah, see, my club is cool. Yeah, see, EMINA still alive. EMINA Melaka still rocks.
So you weren't even you weren't even like the first guys in. You're not a founder.
No. I wasn't the founder, but I know the founder. The founder just created the club because they like anime. The club was originally part of the Japanese Language Society, and then they became too hip, and they decided, we wanted to have our own club, and the Japanese Language Society also is we don't want to do all these creepy otaku stuff. So like you guys, you guys do your own thing, and then we do our own thing. So I think in 2001 they split off, and then they create their own club. So I believe it's the oldest anime club in the country.
So that's it. Basically, still running since 2001.
Still running. They were ups and downs, but it's still around now. Which is kind of cool.
So just for anyone who wants to challenge that record, it's 23 years and running right now at this point.
Exactly.
So if anyone thinks otherwise, like if anyone from Sabah, Sarawak, or like any other campus, right, that has going around like, hey, no, our anime club has been around for like 50 freaking years, like bring it on, man. Like drop me a message, leave it in the comments. Feel free to do so, because I want to hear more. But anyway, 23 years is amazing. It's astounding. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. So and then I was in the club for a few years. So and then comes EMINA exposed me to a lot of the local cultures. That's also the first time I heard about Comic FIesta, and I attended CF for the first time in 2004. So I was like, ooh, mind blown. But we'll get back to CF after this. Now we're just focusing on for thing. So fast forward a little bit to 2006. Where a bunch of me and all the club members, we decided, hey, let's do an event like CF, and everyone was like, yeah, sure, let's do something like that. And I want to remind everyone, this is the time where there was no other events in the country. We have Comic FIesta, and then random stuff that happens on and off, like maybe Gempa stuff, AXN animes and stuff.
Right. So we were talking about this previously. I didn't manage to go on the record to clarify the frequency of it. So AXN was very random. That's absolutely true. But Gempa One actually had a pattern. Gempa One is actually once every 2 years.
But they were focusing a lot more on their local talents. It's and then they will have Apo doing stuff and all stuff. Yeah, that's fine. But but people don't really treat it as like an anime convention. You just don't go there and cosplay some random things. So it was more like a commercial event to it's more like a fan meet event. That's the correct term, I think.
It's so I think the proper way.
I'm so excited. I get to see Kaoru. So I was like, yeah.
But to be fair, once again, for those who've never got to read Gempa back in the early days, right? Like Gempa is sort of the ACG magazine of its time, right? It had a lot of articles regarding general ACG news and stuff like that.
A lot. Yes.
So, and for a lot of people, especially in the rural areas, Gempa was sort of the go-to point of news for a lot of these kind of things. so when it came to the annual events, and CF was a part of it and helping out in some ways as well,
Yep.
like we held, like they were welcoming to all the every other IP that was around.
Yep.
Like cosplayers, they wanted to drop by all means, kind of thing. Just come have fun.
Yep.
They had competitions and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah.
Yep. So now let's get back to GACC. Before I explore a little bit about GACC, let's talk about what is GACC.
Right.
That is the question.
Right.
And also the link to our website. The link to the website is literally whatisgacc.com.
Is it still up, by the way? Is it still around?
No, it's not up, but I still own the domain just in case. Yes. Who knows, right? GCC revival out of nowhere. But nah, that's not happening. I just want to keep it for like nostalgia's sake. So, for those who don't know, GACC or Games Anime Comic Circle is one of the biggest ACG event in the country back in mid 2000s. It's an anime. I mean, it's an anime games convention. But when I say it's one of the biggest, it's because this is back in like 2000s, where the most people we have in the convention is somewhere around 2000 to 3000. So
that's a lot.
yeah,
that's already a lot.
That's a lot for
That
its
is already
time.
a lot. That is already a lot. If my memory serves me right, like 2000 to CF, right? Like I think 2000. 2003, sorry, 2003 CF was about roughly
2000, because it was just in like a ballroom, right? So
we
so
have
all the details.
That was like 200 people. That's about 200 people plus minus. I think it even in the years that you're talking about, like 2004, I think it was no more than 600, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah. So CF's attendees was estimated somewhere around S.E.A days of Comic FIesta. Yeah, so that's like somewhere around 2000 something people and stuff. But yeah, so it was. We have a bunch of photos that we can share after this if you guys are interested. No, but we're gonna show it to them. We're gonna show
we're
it.
definitely
They have
gonna
no
show
choice.
it to them. We're going to show it to them. We're going to show it to them.
Yeah. So now let's talk a little bit of history on how it started. So also just to clarify to everyone, I am not the founder nor one of the co-founder. I am just one of the founding committee members. I help out with them, and I'm just happens to be there. And so that's why I'm able to tell everyone most of this story to the best of my memories, of course. Yeah. So when like I said, it really started with the founder say that, hey, let's make an event like CF, and to us it wasn't something like really ambitious because CF wasn't really that big. Just set up the hall, bring up the people, and then we just do thing.
Sorry, your framework was the 2004 CF, right? Your frame of reference was
2005. 2006.
So 2004 was in Balai Seni Negara.
Balai Seni Lukis.
Yeah, correct. So then 2006 was in S.E.A, which was the college one. Sorry, the high school one. So that was your frame of reference, right?
It was more like 2005 because to the Comic FIesta 2006 haven't happened yet. No, it haven't happened yet. Yeah, so our framework was our framework was CF 2005. Get it?
Yeah, so that's S.E.A, I believe.
The first time we were at S.E.A at the time. So that was the framework. So they say, hey, we're gonna have like a doujin booth there. We're gonna have some stage performance and blah blah blah. But at its heart, at its core, it's still a university event. We still run it like a university event because that's what we want. We want to run university event because in MMU, especially in Melaka, we have a lot of university event because the club culture in MMU Melaka is extremely strong. Like the Chinese language society, they will have like membership up to 3,000 people. The engineering society have membership up to 2,000 people.
What?
And like other clubs have like hundreds and hundreds and membership. And for EMINA Melaka, we had like 100 members at the time. So it was
That's insane.
No, sorry, it wasn't 100. Yeah, like for us at that time, we had somewhere around 300 membership because like we went all out. We have like viral marketing and crazy and shit, going all out.
That is insane. How the hell do you get
it
like
was-
1,000 people in like an engineering club?
Yeah, that's it.
3,000.
The club culture in MMU Melaka is insane at the time. So when it comes to club events, it's no slouch. It's no slouch. People were really going all out. So
That was
naturally,
crazy.
yeah. So naturally, as an anime club, we want to prove to people, hey, we can run events too, and we basically have a certain baseline that we wanna pass. You know, if we pass that certain baseline, then there will be a great event. So in 2006, it's just a small event. It was just a 1-day event. It started at 10, it ended at 6, and that's it. And we wanted people to know about it, so we went to S.E.A forums. We tell everyone, hey, we have this event happening. Please come. We will even provide the free shuttle bus. Just go to Berjaya Times Square, wait there, and then the bus will come and pick you up and things like that. So we prepare this, and then we promote it to everyone. Hey, there's a small ACG event is happening. This is that, and holy crap! It's like the event exploded. That we did not expect that many turn out back in 2006, because it was just like a small event. Yeah.
So I really don't remember how. So personally, for me, I remember being exposed to GACC only because I had friends who were talking about it. I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends who were cosplayers by themselves, and they were planning to make this trip down to GACC. I remember explicitly that I missed the first one because I was like going out of town to go to an ACG event. What the heck? I'm not that. Like, it might be for you, but like I'm not that crazy. I'm not that invested.
Yeah.
And then after that, like I don't know what came about, and I was eventually convinced to go along.
Yeah, I will tell you why later. Yeah. So 2006 was like the starter. It was like the pinnacle. So people know that, oh wow, there's another ACG event in Melaka. And from what I hear from a lot of people, I asked them, I was like, why you guys coming all the way here? And then a lot of people said they treat it like a really fun road trip. Everyone like carpool in a car, rent a hotel, and then go to this event in my school, and then after that they can roam around Melaka and things like that. And we were like, okay.
It absolutely did.
Cool. Yeah, and some of the Singaporeans are interested to come because it's closer than KL. So I'm like, okay. And a lot of Singaporeans are familiar with Melaka because they go to Melaka anyway. So like, really cool. So originally we never thought of having the JCC 2007. The MC just like, okay guys, see you guys next year, and we were like, what? We're doing this again next year? What? So yeah. So like, you know, and then we had a very heated post-mortem for 2006. Everyone said, yeah, we should do this again, and then people like ting tong, and then okay, we'll see how it goes. And then we decided, you know what, we have a good record. It trains the volunteers very well. A lot of the members really having a like good time running it, and also we can introduce our own twist to this, and then maybe we can figure out a way to one up CF in many departments, you know. And people was like, there was two camps. One camp was like, there's no way we can beat an event in KL, and another camp is like, yeah, we can do this, man. No, believe we can do it, and things like that. So like the camp, but ultimately everyone wants to work together for like a really, really good event. So like, for one example, the ex-president for the club, who joined the event committee and decided to be the event director at the time, and she was like, I want to bring a Seiyuu, and everyone was like, okay, sure. And it's like, bad. Okay, people don't say bad back then, but yeah, you know, basically, you know, she was like, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna do it. So it's like, okay, you do that, and then everyone wanted to do something else. So like, each of the team members, they have something that they want to push. They want to go all out and things like that. And as for me, as a designer, I wanted to go all out in design. I would just want to go all out in design, and like our design was tip top. We have proper branding. We went all out on branding and things like that. I mean, we have a perfect website name and shit. So like we were like things like that. So that's all my crazy ideas. And then some other department, they want to go on crazy, like the stage team. We want to make like some crazy performances. And the cosplayer team, they want to go all out. It's like, yeah, I want to do something fun on the cosplay side and things like that. So like everyone have all these crazy ideas. And yeah, we have GCC 2007. That's what happened. At first it was like everyone's like, okay, JCC, we heard about this event. And then I think when they found out that we have Seiyuu coming to our event, which is Toru Furuya, the Seiyuu for Amurore, the first Gundam Protect, and everyone was like, yo, what the hell? Like, this actual Seiyuu is coming? The actual Seiyuu is coming. So, like, in that way, we felt like, yeah, we just one up CF. Even CF doesn't have that.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a little filler on the thing, right?
Yeah, go.
Like, you wouldn't know this, but because I was part of the committee at the time, when we heard...
okay.
So the fact is, a lot of people within the committee at the time were really into the idea of actually potentially bringing a Seiyuu as well. And when GACC just sort of like did it anyway, right? We were like, holy crap! Where is their money coming from? Like we were like, where is this cash coming from? Because there is no way on earth we could afford it. We tried, by the way, we crunched the numbers, we tried to do it, and we're like, how is this possible? How is this reasonably possible?
We have to give credit to our sponsor, JFKL, Japan Foundation Kuala Lumpur. They were really down on it. They were like super helpful on us. It's like, let's make that happen. Let's make it happen. So yeah.
So on that note, I'll make it very clear that JFKL, the Kuala Lumpur Japanese Association, gave money to a Melaka event rather than to give money to CF at the time.
Yeah.
And it's still paying dividends for them 20 years after that.
Yeah. Yeah. We do not have any, like, no one in the team is affiliated. It's not like we have, I have like my mom or I have my dad and things like that. No, we just like kind of like drop them an email and explain what we want. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we'll see what we can do. And JFKL found us this really helpful talent agency, which is Aoni, and Aoni was like, yeah, we'll help you out for this small university event, and we were like, oh, okay, cool. And
look, to be fair, CF at the time was also a bunch of fan-run people that came. Like, we gathered once every few months just to discuss on how to organize the damn thing. Like, for those who don't know, right? Like, I don't know whether you remember or if you ever got news of this, but the fact is CF back in the day was made up of people from KL, Penang, which and Sabah Sarawak itself. Like, strangely enough,
I was part of CF at the time, which is
at that time
part
already?
Already. I joined CF in 2005.
Oh, I think I left it up by then.
Yeah.
Wait, did I leave by then?
I don't know.
I was there for the first three Seiyuu. That's it. Like my tenure stopped.
I see.
I had a huge pause after the first three Seiyuu.
I see. So yeah, that's what happened. So GCC 2007 became a thing, and everyone can't shut up about it. Everyone just can't stop talking about the event. Even until now, when I meet some of my friends, the kids, they still keep on talking about GCC, and I'll be like, God damn, that's like 20 years ago. We should move on. So yeah, it became really huge. It sardined the hell out of our small exam hall, and the extension. We have that one big hall and then another small hall next to it. Yeah. So what is the content of GCC? So we basically have the standard stuff in normal ACG events. We have the cosplay competition, of course. We have game competition. We have the Dojin alley, the small one, and then we have like commercial booths opening up their stuff, and also we have these random fun things that we put, which is like a Gundam making competition. That's one. we have a small reading room where people just share all the manga and all stuff, all the collection that they have. They put it in that room. We will check everything, and then everyone can just take a look and say, "Oh my god, the manga there!" So like, if you're bored of doing something in the event, there's always something. So the idea is to overlap as many things as possible, so that there's always something for you. That is our plan. And ultimately, if you really bored, you don't like our event, just go somewhere else, because you're already in Melaka anyway. So like, your trip is still gonna be worth it. Anyway, you can't complain because the event is free. We don't collect any entrance fee. So yeah,
and exactly why like a bunch of us were going like, where's their money coming from?
Yeah.
Like, how did they?
The thing is like
anybody in?
Yeah.
How do we afford it?
Yeah. So yeah, the reason is because there's a lot of things that that helps out with the event. Okay, so just to sidestep a little bit. So in 2007, I became the president of the club, and I had the goal of pushing the membership level to its record-breaking levels. I want to be bigger than the Japanese language club. I want to be bigger than Moose Club in I mean, we can't beat the clubs that has like 2,000 members, like the Chinese Language Society or like the Indian Cultural Society. We can't beat them. I mean, that's like crazy. But we have big goals. At the time, EMINA membership was hovering around 100 or 200. So in MMU, we have this thing called the Fishing Week. Basically, it's a club registration week. But I call it Fishing Week, and it caught on. Everyone start calling it Fishing Week. Where we will set up our booth, and everyone who pass by, like, they will say, "Okay, join my club." If you see Kenchiken or a lot of like a lot of anime,
right, exactly.
People start recruiting. It's exactly like that. So
I was
going to
say that.
It's the most happening week in MMU usually, because like people start to think. So I went all out. I want to do like social engineering shit. You just go all out crazy and make sure that people are interested to join our club. So like other club will be set up a booth, they have pictures and all stuff, and then they have like flyers, please join our club and blah 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 and things like that. I went all out. I put the TV, I show a gameplay of Tekken, and then like stuff, and everyone was just stuck there and start looking at the monitor and get hypnotized, and they're like, okay, you know what, yeah, I'll just join your club, this club looks fun. And then we have like we assign all the cutest girl we have wearing like cat ears and start like pulling people, all this crazy shit that we put.
Emotional manipulations driven to 11, right?
And it worked. And sometimes people, oh my god, there's anime in this university. People that other than me actually watches anime. So it's the early 2000s, like people don't know about each other. So like I kind of like targeted all these people, and ultimately we broke 450 members that time. That is bonkers. Like like PBSM only had like 75 members at that time. So we had like 400. Yeah.
Look, I come from like my biggest club when I was in secondary school, right?
Yeah.
Was the karate club. And my club memberships, right, were like 20. That's it.
Yeah.
because we were the tougher. Unfortunately, we were a tougher niche martial arts club.
Yeah.
And like we came nowhere near those numbers. Even a taekwondo club with like hundreds of people. But they are training. Yeah. But they're training. No. I mean, sorry. What do you mean by hundreds? I mean like 100 something. It wasn't like multiple hundreds. So yeah, like my numbers were like small.
So
so 1-200, amazing, and 300, just 3-4 more. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So because of that, we have a lot of talent of manpower, and people were willing to help out with the event, and yeah, we went really all out. Like I said, like I think 2007 was our peak because we went crazy. No, sorry, 2008 was our peak. I'm not sure if like the years after me, but around my area, around my time, 2008 was the peak. We had like 400 plus members. Just to show how ridiculously active our club is. we have this event called Bonodori, right, in Shah Alam. So each usually clubs will send buses to that event. So naturally, the Japanese Language Society will send their buses, and then we will send our buses too. We will have 3 buses, and the Japanese Language Club will only send 1 buses. That's just show how insane our club is during that time.
Okay, wait, but I do want to ask real quick though. Bonodori, because I lived in KL, so I'm not as aware whether it wasn't an event outside of KL. Because what happens is that I know that there's a Bonodori in Penang, and there's a Bonodori in KL. Is there no Bonodori down south?
No.
Not at all. There's no Johor, Melaka.
No, to the best of my knowledge, I think there's only 2 in
the whole of West Malaysia.
In whole in Malaysia, and also the one in Shah Alam is actually the biggest Bonodori outside of Japan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second closest one will be the one in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Malaysia has a really huge Japanese population, so that's why it's the biggest.
It's surprising.
Yeah, if you see the Bonodori here in Japan, it's very disappointing. There's only maybe 50 people around. Because it's just a small local event. Like, you will run at
but they have a lot of local events, right? They're done simultaneously.
Yeah,
right? So the population just spread out.
Yeah, they just go to the local park. The park where the kids and things like that.
Every local park will have one.
Yeah, like imagine the one in Doraemon. You see, they always go to the local park with the pipe.
Right.
Yeah, usually it's held in places like that. It's just a small event.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's exactly it, right? Because it's spread out, so it's everywhere. So it's spread out everywhere, and so there's no concentration of crowd, which is a good thing, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so Volgi clarified saying that it's the largest one in the world, including Japan. So I'm not sure about that. All I know that outside of Japan is the biggest. So maybe Volgi is right.
Look,
I don't know.
Whoever has records for it, please correct us on this one. Once again, correct us in the comments. Very happy to have factual links and stuff in the comments if you can.
So I don't know where was I. Oh goddamn.
So you've got up to GACC.
We sent buses, so
right. So so you've got up to GACC 2007, 2008. You took over the helm. We haven't got to GACC 2008 first. I'm thinking we can cover 2008 GACC and we can go through some photos. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, so
let's go through 2008 first.
So 2008, also known as the peak of GACC, is where we took every single idea that we had in 2007 and we push it to the limits. So Toru Furuya is a Seiyuu, yes, but he's a very old man, and a very old hardcore otakus will be interested. So the next year in 2008, we featured Masakazu Morita, which is the Seiyuu for Bleach. And mind you, Bleach was the hot thing. It's a very new thing that just came out. And when we were offered for Masakazu Morita, everyone was like, crazy! Everyone wants it. We were offered 2 names, of course. I'm not sure if I should name the other one.
Would it hurt? Would it hurt?
It will hurt a lot. It will hurt a lot of people. Because the girls would be interested in the second one.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure. The thing is, both of them. No, the both of them. Okay.
Right.
I think this event has been the whole 20 years ago, right? So I think
exactly. 3 years ago, man.
I think no one cares.
It's 20 years ago.
The other name that was offered to us was Pakuromi.
You guys almost got Pakuromi.
We were offered Pakuromi. We had to choose one. Yeah, and we decided to go with Masakazu Morita because Bleach is a new thing, and a lot of normies would be interested in Bleach.
Pakuromi's a legend.
So people who because at that time people who don't watch anime knows Bleach. And then if they found out, oh my god,
I have a bottle in my toilet.
Ichigo is coming. Yeah, if Ichigo is coming, people go, oh my god, what? So people just decided to go to the event. So that was our peak. So our events like get super sendat. Our exam hall aircon couldn't keep up with everyone. We had to actually shut down the front door, and everyone was trapped outside. So it was insane. It was insane. Yeah, we cram every single. I'm pretty sure we broke a lot of the occupational safety hazard laws, cramming everyone into that room. So
Basically,
yeah.
You basically pulled a KLCC before it was a KLCC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you want to go through some photos?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see.
Okay, yeah.
So like previously, I like previously I did ask Ido for a bunch of photos, as I did with Meow before, and so we're going to go down a small trip on memory lane to go over some of these photos. So let's go through this one first.
Also, if you guys have any questions, don't forget to drop it into the questionnaire. So like I'll do my best to answer as much as possible. Also, before we start showing these photos, I had a hard time choosing this. Oh no! I mean, go ahead. Which one we're looking at now?
We're looking at
yes. Okay, that one. All right.
Correct.
So a little bit of disclaimer about photos. So I have thousands and thousands of all these GACC photos, and I had a hard time choosing because I know a lot of these people and they look so young. So I'm not sure if I want to show it to the public. So I just choose. Some of these photos I choose a lot of people who I'm not sure if they are still relevant in the ACG scene kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, so let's look at these photos.
Yeah.
So this is 2006, I think.
Yep. This is 2006. This is exactly 2006.
So back in 2000. So this is how our event looked like in 2006. If anyone goes to MMU Melaka, I'm pretty sure you guys recognize this hall. It's exam hall. If the exam hall is still there, I think the exam hall is still there. I'm pretty sure the exam hall is still there.
I have a really weird and dumb question to ask. Though, looking at this photo, were the balloons and the cloth a requirement from the school? was it just a college student thing where it goes like, we're doing an event, these things should be up?
I don't remember exactly why, but I believe the event before us set that up. So we decided to just leave it. That's what I think. That's what I thought. I can't remember exactly what the balloon, because the balloon was on department, but I'm pretty sure sama, like I think it was the previous event. It was not us who set it up.
I'm only asking because I've been to a couple of college events, and I think like I did not remember ever seeing those ever up. And this is I only know they exist now because I'm looking at the photos. Because as I said, like I wasn't here during the year.
Yeah, we want to make it look like a proper event, ma. So that's a proper event.
That's how all events should be like, man.
Yeah. So like at the end there is the booth. You can see like there's the doujin booth. We open up. Hey, anyone who wants to open doujin booth thing. I think it was somewhere around like 10 to 20. I can't remember. We can't cram so many people at one side, and and then like we have the VIP sitting there. This is all temporary, of course. Like the layout of the event always change. Like there'll be like few hours where we had to remove all of the chair, and then we put in all the tables for the Gundam competition, and so on. So that's one photo.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Into Oh my god. Okay, so that's how like jank our oh my god. Another thing. The stage was too high.
Oh yes.
We did not know. Like this is our first time running events. So like we were like asking the people like how do I say this? We decided to run events, so like we asked the supplier to help us handle this, and the supplier gave us the stage, and we were like, yo, should we be concerned about upskirting stuff and all? So we don't know, so we decided to create a like a slightly big buffer zone so people don't go way to the front, and then
that's fantastic. So
and then we had
no, go ahead.
This Yeah, and then we have this jank backdrop. And if you can see, it just says GACC EMINA. It doesn't say the year because like it's a one-off event. Thought it's supposed to be a one-off event. And then like you can see like it's kind of like touching the ceiling because it's just that high. So yeah, that's where we have our performance. We have cosplay competition, and yeah, we have a pretty legit cosplayers at that time. People are no nonsense during that year. Like Cikgu, Cikgu being Cikgu, he always have his like crazy armor and going up.
Oh,
I don't remember what he was.
Was that the one where he was doing Doc Ock the first year?
I don't remember.
I remember he did JCC Doc Ock for 1 year.
He did all of GCC. So yeah.
But okay, so but coming back to the stage thing, right? Like, it's really funny because I remembered having that exact same conversation with CF before, within CF, because we were discussing about issues with upskirts as well, very specifically, because we were worried about sometimes when some of the costumes, they naturally had shorter skirts or whatever else there is. Like some of the girls with good sense, they will wear spats, that kind of thing. But some girls don't know like how high the stage is going to be. And they always end up with this kind of thing where like some guys are just going to like, oh, come here and stuff like that. Not accusing of anyone, but like accidents happen.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So we also actually have to really consider the height of these kind of things as well. So
that's one. And then you can see like those people who's like cosplaying as Shinigami from Bleach, of course. Those people are actually the committees of the event themselves. We decided that hey, the committees should like cosplay as Shinigami, and then one of the committee's mom can like jahit all the baju, and then decided so we'll just do it for everyone. So that's why everyone cosplays Shinigami. Yeah.
Right. So I think that is one thing that everyone needs to like recognize. Like this is the days before Tabao. Like these are the days when everyone everyone has to sort of hand make their own shit, or find someone to make it for them.
Own stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. Yeah, we take these things for granted these days, right? Like if you want to have like your entire like organizing team dress up as like a specific character, you can just like mass order it off China or some shit like that. You can't do that these days.
Yep. So that is I think you have another one, right? For like
we do have one more.
We also have like board games. We were pushing board games. We want people to play board games, and we have a club that specializes in board games. So like we invited them, hey, let's do some board game stuff. So like we set up an area for them, and then we just play board games. So we also like teach people how to play Magic. We have a Magic the Gathering tournament too. So that is like 2006. 3 photos. I think that's.
Yep, that's all we have for 2006. Give me a quick minute. Let me just do some streaming Magic and swap it out for a 2007 for
if you guys have any questions, just drop me, because sometimes I don't remember about 2006, because 2006 is like 18 years ago. Yeah.
Like that is ultimately the thing, right? Like all of us. Oh god.
Yeah.
Like
okay, so
sorry, give me a minute, yeah?
Okay.
We're okay. I'm going to bring it up in a bit, but but what was I doing in 2006? I know obviously I wasn't there during 2006, but like I don't even remember what was going on in 2000. Oh well, all right. Let's just fade it in. There we go. Hello 2000.
All right, so this is the crowd that we had back in like 2007. So you can see like how packed the exam hall is. The exam hall is actually big, but it's like we can cram a lot of things. So like we put seats at the front a little bit, and then like people at the back there can just do whatever they want. So on one side is all lined with the Dojin Alley, and then the other side of the hall is all about gaming. So we have like Dojin game tournament. I can't remember what Dojin game tournament that we have. I think it's one of those Fate Stay Night tournament. And then we have like fighting games tournament, something. I can't remember exactly what we have at that time. So yeah, that's
Right,
the
right.
crowd, and
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see like that ceiling. Okay, we did that ceiling, that thing, because that represents the colors of JCC. So like we did that
Oh,
ceiling. Yeah,
okay. Well, okay,
yeah.
but yeah, I
So
remember.
yeah,
So strangely enough, I remember GACC specifically leaving me with this impression that you guys had actually a pretty robust fighting games community over in Melaka.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
tournament scene in Melaka
It's
was
pretty
really healthy.
pretty no nonsense, because we want to put a lot more emphasis on the game side, because like GACC. So like we felt like
Was
oh,
it
maybe
supposed to?
CF didn't tap that much. Yeah.
Right, but
Sorry.
what? Sorry, we didn't get to it earlier. So what is GACC supposed to
Mm.
stand for again?
Games, anime, comic, and circle.
What was the circle?
All right, so okay, let's talk a little bit about the name. So like when we were like trying to figure out what's the name of the event, like a lot of names was being thrown. Like
Right.
I can't remember, like ACGC and all stuff, which is weird. When we see like some other event use that name, because of it, shit, we already thought of that thing, and like we were throwing a lot of things, and then
Right.
ultimately with internal votes, everyone decided to go with anime. With games, anime, comic convention. But ultimately, the student affairs didn't approve that name, because they said like they're not fond of the name convention.
Oh.
So yeah, they were like, yeah, you guys are not really a convention, because when they think of convention, they think of like car cons, like we
Right.
display
Right.
cars and
So
things like
kind
that.
of.
So
Right.
like, yeah, and we were like, okay, sure, no worries and things like that. So I suggested the idea, let's use the word circle instead, because circle is basically a community, like a circle thing. So like we like there's a gaming circle, there's a anime circle, and then there's a comic circle. So like
Mm.
basically so game, anime, comic circle, that's why it's called circle. And then
Uh-huh.
we promote ourselves less of a convention, but more of a really huge gathering. So we always
Mm.
consider the event as like a massive road trip, massive gathering.
So sort of like a
It's
PAX
not
kind
really a
of thing.
convention. Yeah,
So it's kind of like a PAX
yeah.
kind
So
of thing.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's why it's called Games on Me Comic Circle. So like the colors up there represents each thing, which I will explain a little bit the branding that we had. Like I will explain more about the orange wave.
Do you want to go
So
through that now
yeah.
first, or do you want to like take it up a little later? You want to do it now?
Do you have the posters? I think I had posters. I shared some posters with you.
Okay, I do have some posters, but I think I think we'll go through that later.
2008, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that is for
2008. Let's go through
2008.
that.
I will get to it into
All right,
2008.
let's go through it later.
So just quickly go to 2007, because basically
Let's go to the next photo.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
let's go
sorry.
to the next photo.
Whoa, no, the next photo won't come. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so this is Toru Furuya. Sorry, the pictures are a bit dark because all cameras are manual back then. So that's Toru Furuya, and the first Seiyuu that we have. So now you can see like he is judging a cosplay competition. I think he's judging a cosplay competition. So he had a really good time. Everyone was really happy to see him. Surprisingly, there's a lot of Amuro Ray and the Sensei fan. So yeah, good thing, I guess. Yeah. Next, let's see what else. This is the
here's your
Gundam
Gundam.
competition. Yeah. So like we decided, we want to do some fun Gundam stuff, and we have a sponsor who would sponsor all the Gundam.
Nice.
One of the toy shop is like, and then they decide, okay, let's build a Gundam, give them a time limit, and then we judge who makes the best one. So like some people do crazy things, like pretty crazy things, like melting the extra stuff with lighter and shit. So I'm like,
Really?
I've never seen this kind of weird things, but yeah,
This is pretty fantastic.
yeah. So next is
I'm quietly going through some of these photos looking for people I recognize.
yeah, and this is the team. This is the whole team that we have.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah.
any I'm not doing them justice because like the picture on screen is like weirdly cropped. The picture itself is also weirdly cropped, but like so I'm just gonna go through everyone
because
a
it's
little
raw.
bit like this.
I don't know who took this photo, but yeah,
Yeah, let's do it this way.
yeah,
then.
those are
Yeah.
people. Oh my god, please don't zoom on my face. Oh my god, I look so young. Let's not. Oh shit, look at
like-
my hair.
You so to be fair to past Ido, to be fair to Pasty though, you still had pretty long hair until very recently.
Okay, I don't want to see this photo. Let's move on. Everyone looks so young. Oh my god, you just had to, huh?
Of course we have to. Of course we have
Okay,
to.
let's move on. I look like a fucking rock star. Okay, this is the Ginelli, of course.
We all look like rock stars back in the day. What are you talking about? It was the 90s. It's the early 2000s. We all grew up in that time.
Early 2000, yeah. So this is the Ginelli. So like we had a lot of people signing up, and I was like, hey, you want to sell stuff? I think the price was kind of economical. It's not that bad. It's a free event anyway. Okay, so this is our opening. This is not the opening ceremony. This is one of the performance that we have. So like one of our member decided, hey, let's have a live orchestra on our stage. But not a normal orchestra. Let's have a Chinese style orchestra with erhu stuff. I can't remember what they were playing. I think it was the opening for the 12 Kingdoms, I think. Junikoku, I think, with proper stuff. It was insane. It was really good. It was really popular. Everyone kind of liked it. So yeah, I think we decided, we want to do some like live performances because bands, every event has bands. So like why not do something different, like a live orchestra, like mixing different cultures, like Chinese musical stuff and then with Japanese thing. We thought like it was a kind of cool thing. So yeah, that's what we did. Okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah, this is some of the gun. Okay, you see at the back there? Yeah, that's the one who someone did with a lighter. I don't know what he did, man. This is crazy.
He gave him an enemy to fight.
Yeah.
He gave him an enemy to fight. Oh,
but
God.
yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I mean he didn't win, of course. So.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't know because there's someone who did it better, I think.
Really? Who?
Oh yeah,
like everyone's here.
I don't know. I was so many. Oh yeah, we also had a Yonkoma competition. We had a Yonkoma competition. So like everyone was like drawing Yonkoma. I remember like one of our CF president won. One of the competition. It was kind of funny because
was it Nerf?
Her comic was really good.
Was it
No,
Nerf?
Shana.
Shana did.
Shana. Yeah, it was good. It was like the our president at that time vetoed it. It's like this wins. Like it's because it's too good. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what's next. What else do we have inside 2007?
No, that's actually the last photo you've given me on 2007.
Oh, that's one. Okay, now let's move on to 2008 and
give me a quick minute.
See what we have.
Let me just swap over to 2008. Oh, the first photo. The first photo is an interesting one.
I feel old looking at these old photos, man. Oh my god.
Stay with us, man. Stay with us. One more folder to go.
Okay. No worries. We haven't even touched CF yet. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So tell me about this one.
Okay. So this is Masakazu Morita. So the thing is, we felt when Toru Furuya came to our event, in 2000 event, we felt like not many. We didn't do justice to our committee members, to the ones who worked very hard for the event because they put a lot of effort into the event, but they didn't get to see him. So for Masakazu Morita, we did it different. So we decided to ask him, hey, is it okay if we come on day 0 and see our team members who's these uni kids who's like making the event success, like are you interested to? And he was like, yeah, let's do that. I want to see them. And when he comes into the hall, everyone was like, woo! So everyone was so excited, like everyone's, oh my god, Ichigo Kusaki's around. So like our volunteers was like extremely happy to see him, and he even wanted to like take the microphone. I want to talk to this. Hi guys, thank you so much for making this event a thing. I'm looking forward to work with you guys tomorrow. Very nice chap. He's a very nice chap.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, he's fantastic. He's he's very down to earth. He's super humble. You know, he doesn't care the fact it's just a uni event with just tiny amount of people. He's super excited. He's super stoked about it. So yeah, and he just he was like and I think there's you can see like our background. We didn't even finish the background. We haven't set up anything yet at that time. So yeah, this is when he came on D0 and then he was like thanking everyone for their hard work. It's super good. This was really, really good. Yeah. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so this is our registration counter. The reason why I put this picture because I just want to highlight how like we really went out with our branding. Like you can see that our registration form is like well designed and all stuff. So we just want to like go all out. It's like, hey, you know, it feels like very legit. You know, it feels like a legit event. Everyone things like that. So like we letterhead. So the design team went all out on this. Design team, I mean me. So yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
You put the picture in there, man. Like don't be shy about it. If you're gonna put the picture in it, don't be shy about it, man.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, next is we had and also the Dojin booth. That's it. And we have more prominent members. I think Apo came, the one of the Gempa artists came, Apo. So like he was one of the highlights for the event too. And then yeah, we have I think we have an exhibition by one of the vendors. I can't remember who.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
that's not great.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm quietly looking at some of these pictures because I do recognize them. Like back in the day, the events, like I have people in the background that I recognize, like because the events were like small enough, community was tight enough that you recognize most people.
Yeah.
So like any random picture, you'd be able to find somebody you know.
Yeah, I know. I have a lot. You know, like pictures like like Nerf, Kichan, to neat or to unit. I don't know how do you pronounce that. Yeah. All those photos. I have all those, but I don't want to share it. Like, cause it's very old. They all look so young. I'm not sure I'm supposed to share it. So yeah.
We're being very selective what we share today, for all these reasons, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
Okay, let's go next. Okay, this I just want to show the pictures of the crowd. You can see like how crowded it is all the way to the back. Of course, you know, like we have seats. And yeah, next. Yeah.
Finally recognizing the fact that I do recognize more than a few faces in this picture.
Yeah. And okay, so this is as we get closer to the Seiyuu session, we decided to remove the front row of the seats and let everyone sit down at the front to maximize the size. So front sitting on the floor, sit on the chair, and then at the back all standing. Yeah,
really well maximized for what it's worth.
Yeah. It got very, very hot. The hall. It's so hot. It's really hot. The AC was having a hard time keeping up. If you were there, I'm pretty sure you remember. You were half naked anyway. So like,
I think I was outside.
You were outside. You were okay. Just for context, he was cosplaying as Kamina. So yeah.
I had a figure for it back then.
Yeah.
My fiance reminds me of it every year or so. It's like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Okay, what else do I have? Okay, this is just a picture of like, this is how the autograph signing session works. Yeah, we did a simulation. Yeah, we did a simulation to see whether we have enough time for all the session, things like that. Everything was like run like a tight ship at that time. We were like we calculated everything. It was pretty insane.
You were talking about an exhibitor earlier. I would probably point out that it's likely to be Animax, I'm assuming.
Yeah. We have Animax. Also, like we have like local distributor for anime goods and stuff. Animax give us a lot of goodies. OOTs, not LEWDs. Yeah, no, a lot of freebies. They give us a lot. They don't really give us money, but they give us a lot of loots.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Is Animax still a thing?
Animax is still a thing, believe it or not. It is.
Okay.
I know for a fact that they were still working with Astro at a point. just up to the last few
Um,
years. And I know that they're still existing right now. I just don't know how big their distribution networks are these days anymore.
I see, I see.
Mm.
Okay, let's move on
Okay.
to the next one. What do I have? Okay, so the reason why I put this is to explain a little bit of the vibe that we have. So as if you can see, like we put like our stage area, and then we put the sign that's, oh my god, don't zoom at me, what the hell, just okay, that we put like noise station, just
Right.
to be funny, like, hey, yeah, like you sound like things like that. And then we put like no entry to next to it, and then we put like cool committees only, because we're just like doing all this weird shit.
Right.
Yeah, and then like you can see, like we put up like really interesting signs all over the hall, just to uh, be funny and like make sure that people have a good laugh. Because like if you put up a sign, may as well make it look interesting. That's our philosophy. We just want to make sure that everything feels really fun. Even our text was like really really fun. It's like we say like really cool stuff, like instead of just cosplay, we just say like happening cosplayers or something like that. Yeah. All right. Again, board game is back. They're always there. It's like core part of our event, so yeah.
I should mention something though. This is
Yeah.
the exact same game that you photographed in 2006.
Oh really?
It's the exact same
Oh
game.
shit. There were a lot of other games. It's just that I forgot to put variations, I guess. Yeah. They changed the board game over time, if I'm not mistaken.
I assume they did.
Yeah.
Like I remember, strangely enough, I did remember, like one of my first exposures to a game. I can't remember which one was it. Was in GACC as well. I remember specifically learning to play one or two games. I can't remember what it was anymore. But it was at GACC as well. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else do we have. Okay, so yeah, again, this everyone is like using this opportunity because he wanted to take a picture with the crowd. So I'm like, okay, take a crowd. So like the committees decided, yeah, like good photo op, and he's like, yeah, I don't care, you can hug me if you want to, kind of thing. So like, the manager was not happy, of course.
Yeah,
but he said okay, so we were like, okay. Yeah.
This is always a problem, right? When it comes to guests, because you get these kind of situations where the guests themselves are like, yeah, we're totally cool doing these kind of things, and the manager's like, no. And then like you kind of have to balance out this kind of weird working relationship, because you know that if the manager gets really pissed off at you, you're just never gonna see this happen again.
Yeah. So but yeah, all is good. Okay, next, let's see. Okay, so basically this is just one of the posters. Yeah, the tagline is like, Malaysia's massive ACG event is coming. We were
not the biggest,
like we didn't say the biggest, we said massive. But again, this is the time when CF was still like less than 10,000 at that time.
Yeah.
So
it took CF a really long time to get there.
Really the time to get there.
Yeah.
So we to be blunt, at the time we were very confident with what we had at that time. The team believed that we can be bigger than CF in no time. Yeah. The team, because like we had a lot of things went right. We had the ideas, we had the thing, but we felt like the only constraint that we had was space. And that is always been a major problem, and because of that, if we want to go bigger, we need to find a bigger venue, and if we go to bigger venue, there's no way we can afford it, and there's no way we can keep it as interesting as what we have right now. So it's like, it's hard to balance. Like we concern ourselves in MMU, we can call all this Seiyuu, we can do this, we can do that, blah 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 blah, and then and then if we move out, oh yeah, we have more space for like dojin booth. We have more space for commercial booth and all stuff. But we felt like, what's the difference in CF then? So a little bit to share a little bit more context. Okay, maybe I share that a bit later. So yeah, that's how JC's like. Okay, so yeah, this is our poster. Maybe you can like zoom in a little bit. Like it says, warning: mind-blowing ACG event. Do not attend. Attendees might suffer culture shock, mental damage, and insomnia. This is the time when viral marketing is not a thing, and everyone was like, "What? Why are you telling us to not attend it?" So like some people find it like confusing and funny. So like people talked about it and thought it was like really funny. So we kind of like started this, and then you can see that we cram a lot of stuff into our poster
Yeah,
and
man.
stuff. Like we are we yeah, you can see like all the stuff that we had, like PS2 competition, blah blah blah, and all stuff. Dojin sales, character design character design competition. I forgot we had that. And then we have a reading corner, and then performances, freebies, and blah blah blah. When I say performances, we had like people who dance. Like Haruhi was a thing. Back in 2007. It was a hot new thing, so we decided let's have like a Haruhi performance, on our stage, because no one have done that before in events. So like we did it. It got really popular, and then we did that again in 2008 with Lucky Star, because Lucky Star had the performance thing. So like we
Right.
did
They
that.
did.
So
They
those
did.
are like So again, like I said, it's a uni event where like all the students has something to contribute and things like that. So yeah, it feels very homemade event kind of thing. That's the vibe that we want to try to push. Yeah. Yeah, of course, entrance fee is free. We just have to highlight that, yo. Like, yo. And then you can see all our
No, no,
sponsors
go
down there. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't. I can't. I need to zoom in to show it to them, because the
JFK.
cropping just didn't allow for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let me just do
Kurnia
this.
give us a lot of money. Yeah. Kurnia give us a lot of money. JFKL give us money. MSC, MSA. I don't know what Q-World is. I think it's like one of those Chinese gaming company.
Yeah, it's most likely
MMO
one of
was a
those
thing.
like credit stuff and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and then Gempa and GameXis, and EMINA, Japanese Animation Club. Yeah, the club that still exists now. Woo! I'm not sure if the president of the current club is still in chat. So yeah, this is your history.
Okay, so one thing that
Yeah.
I caught that's a little interesting that I didn't realize this is a thing, but it's a TM university.
Yeah. So it's a rule in MMU that if we are promoting the event, when we promote MMU stuff, we need to put a TM University logo there.
Oh, is it? What's the affiliation? What's the relationship? I'm not familiar with this.
Oh, Multimedia University is owned by Telecom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it used to be called University Telecom last time.
Oh, news to me.
Yeah. It was the MMU is the first private university in the country.
Oh,
It was called. Yeah, it was. Before this, it was College Technical Telekomunikasi Telecom or something like that, because it was there to teach people on how to, do telecom stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So and then Mahathir decided, hey, we should have a private university, and TM decided, yeah, we'll have University Telecom. So like they converted the Melaka campus into a university, and then after that, because Cyberjaya became a thing, and they wanted multimedia to be the forefront of everything, so MMU decided to rename itself to MMU. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's that whole multimedia corridor branding seeped itself into the university.
Yeah.
And the university rebranded itself as a result.
Yeah. Yeah, because they want to promote the cyber campus, because they just decided to open the cyber campus, so that they rename themselves to MMU. And in Melaka, they rename everything to MMU too. So like sometimes if you go around in Melaka campus, you can see like signboards that says University Telecom, stickers that says University Telecom.
Oh, so that's what they're referring to. No wonder I couldn't find my way.
Oh no. So yeah, and so like one of the guidelines for MMU when we do promotion and things like that, when we use the MMU logo, we must put the TM University in every single thing.
Yeah, so for those who couldn't see it, like because I cropped this image really weirdly on screen, so you might not be able to see this, but this is actually how the image looks like the logo.
So
it's right there on the upper.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if people still use that now. So
yeah, exactly, which is why I'm curious, right?
Like, MMU's branding identity is kind of ass. So yeah. Oh, if you don't do this, then the student affairs wouldn't approve this, and then we can distribute it.
Is there a fine?
Because every single poster that you want to put in university ground, it needs to be approved by student affairs. They need to stamp it. They stamp and then sign, saying that okay, we approve this. So
right. So wait. So basically, if you didn't do it, you could still print the posters and everything. You just can't be in school. You can't distribute them in school.
They will find you. It's like, who are you? Like, why are you doing this? And if you belong to a club, they say like, okay, we're going to reduce your club allocation and stuff.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's the reason why I was talking about the size of the members. Okay, the reason why I brought up the reason of like we had like 450 members is because the more members you have, the more budget allocation you get for the club. So because of that, we can afford to run the event, and a lot of the things we can cover. So this
is where memory comes in, right? This is why let's say memory, man. Memory.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's it.
So for those who don't know, and if you ever go back in, like, if you ever want to tell this story to your kids and stuff like that, and you kind of forgot, why were we chasing members again? It's like, oh, right, it has everything to do with budgeting.
Yeah. So zoom in to the logo a little bit. I want to like explain a little bit about the branding that we have.
We're talking about the GACC logo, right?
Yeah, so like those are we call it Claire. That's the name of the logo. They are first, the color represents something. So like blue is for games, and then green anime, comic, and circles and things like that. And then it looks like a fan because everyone is a fan of something. And yeah. So and then there's the smaller one is like a hardcore fan, and then the big petals are like the fan, and then they kind of like overlap. They overlap, and then that's where they mingle. So like the area is a bit darker, and then like the logo just basically like converges into a center circle, and we have the logo. A lot of thoughts was put into this logo. I'm not even joking. I went all out on this logo. So yeah, it became like pretty iconic, like to the members. So like they like it, so that's really good. So yeah.
Right.
And then also we call ourselves the Orange Wave because the orange represents the circle in here. This is before Animangaki was like a huge thing and like started going all out on their orange thing. Of course, Animangaki is like predominantly known as orange thing, right? But before us, like we were like going all out a lot on the orange thing too. Yeah. All right, let's see what do we have. Okay, so this is our poster before we had the proper posters. This is just announcing the dates. It's like, hey, this event is happening, and then instead of like a proper poster, we literally tell everyone this is the event poster. So this is how the event poster look like. Like we just went all out on this stupid viral marketing bullshit, and people bought it. People loved it. Inside, you know, like sometimes like magazines say, oh, we are sponsoring you, and then you get to have a spot on our magazine, one page, and we really gave them this. So imagine when you play a magazine, you see these people, what the hell is this?
To be fair, I do think like in the old days when people are a lot more like brand conscious and advertising was less about sort of brand awareness and more about just communicating the products, right? Just to get sales and stuff like that. So you don't have kind of these kind of like attention grabbing approaches, because to them it's like, hey, the objective of an ad is to just get the word out of this product that we or service
Yeah.
that we want to sell.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think when it got to enough got through to them that hey, getting brand awareness can sometimes be just as effective. That kind of changed the equation a little bit. So yeah.
So yeah. And for us, because we want to differentiate ourselves from
Right.
other events, because this is the time where a lot of other events is started to popping up too.
Was
we need to like
Was it around this time?
Yeah, it started like so we had like other events started to pop up, and I said, hey, you know, like it's starting to become a thing, and then we were like, okay, we need to, you know, we need to stay on top of the game because we are like the pioneers in this uni event ICG event thing, so like we want to stay on the game. So like we decided to go all out, be the crazy kid, do whatever we want, in a tasteful way, of course. Like we want things to be funny but not cringe. So like we went all out on that. Like we thought like, okay, this for its time, it's crazy stupid, and then people like and we decided to go with it, not like just to have, hey, it will be funny if we do this. But we were like, yeah, let's just do it instead of just ha 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 and just thinking of possibilities. So like we just really went all out. Yeah.
I do think that's like kind of a privilege of like you being a university event kind of thing. Where, like where what's the worst that could happen kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Like
Right.
we know that we have like a really strong lineup who's coming and things like that. But again, like we are doing this as a publicity stunt for our club too. We wanna change the image of our university club to be like a more legit, because everyone always like thought like it's just an anime club. It's just a bunch of like geeky kids watching Japanese cartoon. Like why would you do that and things like that? And then when we pull off all this crazy thing, people started to respect us by a lot. Like especially after we pull off 2007, people don't fuck around with us. They were like, oh shit, you know, you have no idea what this club did. You know, they do crazy stuff. You don't play around. They have like 450 members. Don't play around with this crazy people. So that's one of the thing that we want to, because there was a lot of the MMU had a lot of like crazy events at the time, but their events feel very formal. Like they're doing events for the sake of doing event kind of thing. So it's like
college events. They're college events, right? Like of course you're doing it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sometimes like I was like, okay, like for example, like some other club, they have like cultural nights. Like, I don't want to shit on JLS too much, but I have to use them for a little bit. I'm sorry, guys, if you guys from JLS back then, but their event is boring. Like they would have people sitting down in a hall, and then they have these people going up on stage doing some really weird, like it's boring. Like sometimes like they have this Aikido performance. It was boring as hell. It was like, yo, add some drama, do some theater things. You know, act like some drama, show some Aikido skill. But no, they just one by one, and they start like doing like flipping things like that. And I was like, oh my god, why do I have to go through all this?
Look, to be fair to them, that is what that is what some of those events are meant to be like. They're meant to be, you know, showcases of the skills and techniques or whatever else there is that you're supposed to hone in the club and stuff like that. It's very different.
Yeah, so that's what we didn't do. We want to do something fun. We want people to feel the strong FOMO if they don't come to our event. Look, so that's what we did. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, right? Like if you're doing, let's talk hypothetically. If you're doing a Japanese otaku event, let's just go hypothetical, 101%, right? If you're doing a Japanese otaku event, like seriously, what could you have possibly done as an event that would have fell into that same philosophy where you're supposed to showcase the skills of your members or the philosophies of your club? Like it's without question that you end up like, you know, the very least you're doing a screening. At the very least you're doing a screening.
Yeah, right. If I was in charge of the other events, I would do so much better. I would do. But again, that's not part of our discussion, right? So So yeah, we wanted to be the like the best event So in MMU we have this thing called MMU Awards. It was given to the best event and blah blah blah. And usually the clubs with the biggest number of members win, like 2,000 members and things like that. And I decided to fight the giants. We decided to submit our nomination about the event, and we won. And it was the most awkward win ever. Because there was, imagine like the awards, and then like everyone was like clapping and things like that. But when usually in like in an award, when someone call nomination, this event, and then everyone like clap, ooh, and then when we announce our name, only our table clap, It was weird. Like everyone was like, it's like we have something against us. Like what the hell? And then after that, when we won, only our table like screamed like yeah, woo, and everyone was like, what the hell? How did they win? It was kind of weird. But yeah, we won, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We win, like you guys suck. So yeah.
All right.
It's good old times, like it doesn't matter. I'm sorry if you guys lost to us at that time, but we were going all out. So yeah. All right, let's continue. I think there's one more. Okay, so again, like part of like our promotion, because we know already the date of GCC 2008 is happening. So we went to CF 2007.
Right.
And of course, we have bus trips, like Bonodori to Comic FIesta or whatever event. We always have bus trips. So at the same time, we were sending this shit too. So we were telling people, it's like, hey, if you're going to CF, it would be nice if everyone wears the same shirt. So a lot of them wear this shirt. It's I'm going to GACC RU. So like a lot of people, oh shit, this is like kind of good branding and things like so. Like, and the weird thing is, a lot of the volunteers for Comic FIesta in 2007 was from MMU Melaka. And weirdly, some of them wears this shirt. So I'm like, that was not me. That was not me. I did not approve that.
So 2008. When was that one? So
2007. Vijaya Times Square.
The Times Square. Oh, okay. That was the first Times Square.
The long line, the long boy, the long boy. Yeah.
Right. So I definitely wasn't part of the team really by then, but I can honestly tell you that there was this period where CF couldn't afford to get volunteer shirts. So like no one got volunteer shirts. You just didn't get, like, if you volunteered, you literally just get a pass and that's about it. You get nothing else. So
the volunteer shit was never a thing until 2010.
Yeah, correct. It wasn't a thing until quite a while.
Sorry, yeah,
correct. It wasn't a thing for quite a while. And so what happened was that we would basically say, hey, just wear what you can. And there's one period where some of us were like, oh yeah, we should probably wear red, but like that's it. Like you just wear red, or you wear a specific color and that's it. We color coordinate and that's about it. There was a very conscious effort for some of us that said you shouldn't wear black. That's it. Like the only thing you should not be wearing is black or white.
Yeah,
because that would blend in with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we had that rule for a while.
I can't remember, but yeah, that's what basically happened, I guess. So
So if this happened during those times, it's like, hey, we didn't have anything else you were required to wear anyway. Like, so why not?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah, again, this shirt. Everyone wear this shirt. So yeah. Basically, this can
Sorry, I did want to ask a quick question though. Before you go on with the shirt one, because I just want to pivot back to a little bit on the dates of GACC, because GACC's dates here is 1st and 2nd March, 2008. Do you happen to remember if all of the other previous events were also in March, like all around the same quarter?
Okay, so the first 3 is always in March. But we the 4th and 5th one we delayed it by a semester, if I'm not mistaken.
Just the 4th and 5th?
That's GCC 2009 and GCC 2010. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
There's 5 years of GCC, but a lot of people just remember 2007 and 2008 because that's the only year we had Seiyuu. The other years we don't have Seiyuu. Yeah. So and then 2009 we didn't hire Seiyuu because we wanted to do something a little bit different, because we felt like everyone's just coming for the Seiyuu, so we said okay, let's do something different. And also like we were playing with a smaller budget too, And the content is the same. We put more focus on the stage stuff. We had like crazy things and things like that. And then 2010 was ultimately the shittiest one that we had, because we were fighting with student affairs on a lot of fronts. Yeah, we were like, it was things like that. And also, before we end 2010, we also ultimately decided that 2010 should be the last JCC we ever had. One is because a lot of the talents that pulled off JCC left. A lot of the members that were part of us graduated. So literally, the only two members that left in MMU was just me and Navin, who was like carrying the show. So we felt like, yeah, you know what, let's do like let's just end it with a bang, you know, like while JCC still remains good, let's just end it so that we can just graduate and we'll move on with our life. So we told EMINA, the club at that time, if you guys want to continue having events, let's use a different name, like R.A.G.E, Rage, you know, Radical Anime Games Event or something like that.
So that's the spiritual successor.
Yeah, and they literally took the name. I was just giving them like a fucking like sample name, and then they just took it because they liked the name. Yeah. But they call it Expo instead of Experience. I wanted to call it Experience because I said I'm not into like this convention or Expo name kind of thing. So
but to be fair to Rage as well, like I do agree that Expo does feel bigger than it should be for the event that they were trying to do and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And all the events after that, I mean, I'm not involved with any EMINA Melaka events after that. JCC 2010 was my last uni event that I ever help out.
But
from that, I just yeah.
Oh no, finish it.
Oh
please.
Yeah, from that. And from that, I just all out on CF at that time. So I can just focus on it because I graduated anyway, so like I can just focus on CF at the time.
So this is a quick thing. I cut very very quick aside. I'm very tickled with the use of graduation as a sign of everyone leaving, simply because I'm into holo shit as well, and like this is just hilarious. The vernacular is just hilarious.
No, actual
I know.
Graduation with convocation, guys. So yeah, proper actual graduation with a diploma, degree, or masters. Okay, so yeah.
So
yeah, that's So yeah. I don't know where to go from here.
Right. So I did want to ask a little bit about a couple of small things. Like one big thing is, did you have any like part, or do you know anything about Rage and its organizations as well? Because I like the curious thing was that given the stories that you've shared, and assuming that Rage was supposedly still part of EMINA Melaka at the time, if my memory serves me right, their first event was outside the school grounds.
Cool. Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so I'm not so sure about Reach situation. I think there were like some a little bit like internal politics that's happened and things like that, which I don't want to dab into because I'm not really familiar with it.
Yeah,
but from what I know, Reach is semi-EMINA event, semi-club event. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I'm just not sure about that. Because I don't run it, so I don't know. Like I say that at that time, like I was already full time in CF,
right?
And we just visit that event, and then we were playing around with the CF political party April Fool thing. So
yeah, I know. I was a part of it. I pulled it off horribly. I'm embarrassed by it at every level, simply because I think I really did.
No, it was so good, bro. It was so good, bro. It doesn't matter. Your cringe was worth it. Like everyone enjoyed it. I love it so much.
But event, like I look back and I think to myself, like if only I had the clarity of mind to pull it off properly, man. Like it needed something that was more than me at that time. Like it wasn't. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember like CF was like a lot more playful back then, but now we couldn't be that for reasons.
Yeah. There are reasons. There are very, very good reasons for it. And it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what CF has grown into, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One extra thing I wanted to ask, which was, sorry, I actually one extra point I wanted to add, which was about specifically because which was about R.A.G.E going outside of MMU campus and all that. Because what happened was that if you look at events, college events around KL as well, help universities, crap, I suddenly can't remember the name of the event. What is help universities one again? I have friends who are organizing
C2H, I think.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. God dang it.
C2H.
Yeah,
There's a lot like there's this
Right.
okay, maybe we can talk a little bit about how the event pop up and things like that. So I
Right.
think after the success of JCC 2007, they like we can clearly see that anime clubs were popping up everywhere in university. But from what I hear, from what I check with a lot of members and things like that, because like EMINA Melaka always want to try to connect with other members and things like that. They always tried. I mean, the reason why they founded the club mostly because they wanted to run an event.
Which one are you talking about? You're talking about this is for C2H, or you're talking about?
I can't remember which one, but most of them, because there's a lot in Nilai. There was some. Then there was the one in Taylor's. There's one in Help. There's one in Sunway, and everywhere. And then we have Emina Cyber also with that icon. So like a lot of people kind of like, I'm not sure, misses the point why we have an anime club. The reason why we have an anime club because we want to vibe with our members and do crazy things. We have the JCC was not everything. JCC was just one small slice of our club activity. We had like weekly meetings, anime screenings, and then we have like trips. We have barbecue session, blah blah blah, and so on. We have like like the trial, like night trials, like the one you see in anime. You know, all those crazy, stupid, fun things. But I see like a lot of like clubs are doing this. Like, oh, we created this anime club because we wanted to run events, and then because of that, you can see like there was a lot of political drama here and there from what I can see. So I'm like, it's gonna be weird.
It's funny you mentioned that because that is something that I've been trying to recollect as well. Like because I do know that as CF and as CF grew a little bit more, like as CF became sort of that mainstay event that is done practically annually, more and more interest in running these kind of events gradually grew. And I do think that GACC was part of that picture of like growing in interest, that sort of that vibe that, hey, there are people who are into like doing some of this can be really fun, and there's a lot of space for us to do these kind of things. I think GACC definitely added to the paint in a sense that, hey, college students can do this, you know, that kind of thing. So
and I dare say there's a lot of the JCC ideas that that initiated by JCC that got transferred into Comic FIesta too, and until now it's like kind of still a thing. Just to name of continue.
Go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Like I think that the things I can think of at the top of my head is mostly the volunteering culture thing, because that's basically taken from JCC. That's one. And then
dude, that's you, man. That's you. You're the one. Like I look. Like
we can go into it about this later. I will explain how it all started.
Don't play that coy game here, man, dude. Like we'll go there, but like let's not talk in third persons here. You know?
Okay, I'm trying to be humble. Okay, I don't want to say it was all me. Okay, I don't want to say that.
No. But I will call you out on things that I feel like you're taking too much credit for.
All right.
But at the same time, like, hey, you know, like if you started it, I want to give you that moment, you know, to at least roll in that little bit of I started it kind of thing, you know. But I do want to like bring up the point about how there was a bunch of college events that were coming out around that time, like sandwiched within the 5 years of GACC and all that. and amongst them are C2H and AMG. The two big ones that survived have been C2H and AMG. And I say the two big ones as though there is some weird competition involved, but if we're talking about size, right? Like AMG is like huge in comparison to what C2H is. C2H is really, really small in comparison to what C2H is. But they are two that have survived from that era. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there's no other events that survived from that era. I'm saying that they aren't as big, especially within the collective community within like Malaysia and stuff like that. Right? But as a small side note as well, I actually had to look it up. C2H is actually still around. I wasn't sure whether they survived COVID, but apparently they did. So they're still around. That's actually a thing. I just want to point that out as a thing. So,
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, as a small side note, before I forget anything else, it's also worth noting that like the things that we're discussing are mostly the West Malaysia, Peninsula of Malaysia kind of thing stories.
Yeah.
So
I don't know anything about the HobbyCon situation over there.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
There's this massive story in HobbyCon, and like HobbyCon is Sabah, and then there's a separate Sarawak event as well. Like all of their bigger stories there are massive stories that, as far as I'm concerned, are worth telling in its own way. But as far as we know, the influence of events like between Comic FIesta and GACC were mostly felt within these two things, and what you see with AMG and C2H and all that, you know. I do want to ask real quick though, do you happen to remember offhand whether GACC came first or AMG?
GACC came first, of course.
I had to be sure.
Yeah.
I had to be sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, like I said, we were the first, okay, we're not the first uni event, like I said,
like you said, yeah.
Probably someone else, but
right.
Yeah, but GCC was like definitely came earlier, and then everything, all the other uni event came after us. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. GCC like definitely the one that went big first before like other events. So yeah, pretty much like the granddaddy, I guess, a uni events.
Okay. Right. So we're coming to an end about GACC right now. So I do want to end this small little segment here to just give it a nice bookend with two big questions. Like question number one, proudest point of GACC.
Pardon?
The proudest point of GACC.
What is the point of GACC?
No, proudest point. Proudest point for you.
Proudest point of GACC. We pull off a lot of.
One thing. You don't get to be vague about this. One thing. Just one thing. Name one thing.
We are the first event to feature a Seiyuu in Malaysia.
That's fair. That is fair. That is fair.
And it a very long time until another event to repeat it. A very, very long time. We held it very long. Yeah.
That is very, very fair.
Yep.
Okay. Then ego stroke. Let's bring you back down to earth. Biggest regret.
I'm down now.
Biggest regret.
Yeah. Biggest regret. GCC 2010.
Explain.
I wish that we can end it with a bigger bang.
Was it a budget reason? Was it a budget issue?
Talent reason. We don't have enough manpower to pull off a lot of things.
Basically, kaki tangan issues.
Kaki tangan issues, yeah.
Okay. As a small side note, I think it was your event in particular, or GCC in particular. Like there was that one year where you started calling everybody just kaki tangan. I think it was GCC. There was this one year where everyone was like, "Hi, I'm kaki tangan."
I don't remember that.
Was it not GACC? Am I misattributing?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh shites. Okay. I hope someone with better memory can actually bring it up, because if it's not GACC, please correct me. Because I remember it specifically, there was this one event. You know what's the weirdest thing? It could be Daikon. The weirdest thing, it could be Daikon.
Not sure. I'm not involved in Daikon, so I wouldn't know. So yeah, our volunteers. Okay, the thing is like for JCC we have a different naming scheme, because like everyone is a committee in our volunteering team, and the top committees are called high committees. You know, like in CF we have committee, and then we have the felines or the volunteers or helpers. But for GCC we have high committees and committees. So everyone is actually a committee because everyone is committed to work on it. So like we have, because it's a uni event, so that's like the term that we use, event committee. So it's a bit different than how other event works. So yeah. So but I don't remember about kaki tangan at all. I don't think we do that. Yeah.
Okay. Could be some other event then.
Yeah.
It tends to get a blur. This is, once again, the whole point of this is to get some of this onto record, because your memories, like, get like super mixed up over time.
Yeah.
All
If
right.
anyone want to like remind me, then just go ahead and chat. Like I've got about that.
All right. So okay, so I'm gonna play. So with that, I'm gonna play a little bit of a bridging game here, a little bit. All right. Because we're gonna.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Because what happens is that you joined. Do you still remember when you joined the CF committee yourself? Like
I do.
When was that?
2005.
2005 was okay. So that means that was the last year I was on. That means we were still
okay.
we were still functioning on MIRC, the CF forums,
Yep.
and
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
that. We had this period where we were using this weird chat that I can't remember what it was anymore.
Yeah.
Was it Yahoo?
I don't remember. Okay, so I can remember like during the early time of CF, and I was just handling web dev at the time, so I wasn't things that I was just I still remember like what happened was after CF 2004 ended. I was like super stoked about the event. I'm like, oh my god, like this event's like super cool. I wanna try to contribute it in ways that I can, because I heard that it's all run by volunteers. So
Yes, it is.
I'm like, I want to help out. So I emailed the president at that time, which was Huli, and I just said, hey, your website sucks. Can I help you out on the website? So
right.
and then like I show like design things like that, and Huli said, hey, yeah, help us out and things like that. So I help out, and then after that, Victor kind of like roped me into places here and there, and yeah. But I wasn't really a big I wasn't really involved in 2005. I was just helping out with the website, with whatever they need. Yeah.
Right. So the funny story is that I think that's kind of true for a lot of long-time CF volunteers as well. Even me myself, like I got pulled in by Sakana through the forums. I have a vague memory of it. I don't quite remember it as much anymore, but I have a vague memory of it. And basically, like, I was volunteering like from year 2. My first CF was 2003, and then I was volunteering already by 2004. So when we were doing for Balais in Negara, I was there with them in the trenches and everything else. So yeah. So the thing I wanted to get at was, because the whole story with college events and all that kind of things, and the story that you are having about how some of GACC got inspired by CF, I do believe that some part of that inspiration from them to run their own events come from that place as well, which is like they look at CF, they look at GACC and say, hey, What is interesting is that as those members graduated over time, a lot of them graduated into CF.
Yeah, exactly. We have people from Animangaki, we have people from Help, C2H and all stuff. Yeah, we do.
Exactly. So CF at one period was a revolving door of organizer, what is it, college event organizers, like alumni from college event organizing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't name drop, but we definitely had people from C2H, from AMG.
We do have, and we had a lot of people from GCC who ended up in CF.
We used to laugh. We used to laugh that GACC, like we used to laugh that EMINA in particular was like the training grounds for CF eventual members.
Yeah, I know, not wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
But
kind of funny that like some of these people like end up like helping out CF for more than 10 years. It's crazy to think about it.
They're wonderful. The truth is that a lot of us, part of us sharing these stories as well is really just to really talk about how CF one of the largest ACG events in Southeast Asia, had such roots in what is really grassroots growing up kind of thing. People just came up and said, hey, if we weren't the ones who were going to do this, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like if we were talking about dollars and cents, about earning money and all that kind of stuff, this is just not going to happen. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think that's like what makes difference. The big difference between like a lot of the other newer events and the older events around. Because like back then, people created this event because they were very passionate about it with no money, and they just make do with what they have, and then they build up and things like that. But of course, naturally, we have a lot of other newer events. It's more on like commercial things, like just do this event in the hall, in a mall, because like they give us money, and then we just want to do things, something like that. So no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or whatever. I'm just saying that it's a different thing.
So
different way
to be perfectly fair with everybody, like until even now today, CF is still run for the most part by a small crew, like full-time staff, paid staff, a small full-time paid staff of like really core members, like really small core members, and it's still supported by a lot of volunteers who take their time to come out and like make things happen. Because
more than 500 members of volunteers.
Right. And a lot of that, if that is not something like, if people don't spend the time to do these kind of things, you're not going to get the level of quality, the level of care, at the kind of prices that you are getting, that you're getting right now when you're paying for a CF ticket. Like everywhere else, you would see it a lot more expensive, simply because at the end of the day, they have to care about their bottom dollar, like for good reason. You want the event to happen again and again and again, but it's not going to happen if no one's willing to spend some money, right? So but at the same time, this is what makes CF special. It is really year in, year out, it is still an effort of love. It's still an effort of passion. So
can't deny that. Yes.
Which segues into very nicely into volunteering. So
where do we even start?
So I'm gonna start in one of the weirdest places, because I want to talk very specifically about your contributions. So I can't remember which year it was, but I'm gonna be very. Oh, okay. So please fill me in, because I'm gonna try and start the story as best as I can. So, but basically, CF does do like recruitment from time to time. And the way it works in the past was that CF was very particular, where we would pick up people. We would do gatherings from time to time, and then from the people we meet, we would start looking for people who were both interested and potentially, like, this is gonna sound really bad, but like sort of like had the right attitude towards trying to organize the event, because you're not gonna be just there trying to like, to party or whatever else there is, or to just tumpang glamour or some stuff like that, right? We didn't want to do that. So we were really selective. We were like, okay, looking for people who potentially, because who could potentially contribute to the event, because for a lot of us, this was going to be in some ways, our legacy, right? In some ways. So we were selecting people part by part, but at some point, and then what happened was that we also, during the event, we would like, open up, who else wants to volunteer and all that kind of things. And at somewhere in between, we started realizing that this method of doing it wasn't 100% sustainable, because we wanted to have a way that made it so that volunteering would be more engaging. We could potentially connect people with what the event needs, and the right people in the right spaces and all that kind of stuff. Like basically, the way we were doing the volunteering system, that we were doing for a much smaller event, wasn't really working anymore. It wasn't that anything was breaking, but we could feel the strain, So we knew we needed a way to like start going like, okay, hey, we want to do a more public volunteering process. We wanted to do one where it's year long and you're not just calling it for a specific event. We wanted to like, oh yeah, hey, we want to do it at different levels. I know for a fact at the time Potter was very much involved in it at the time. I know you got yourself involved in it at the time. I don't remember the chronology of this one. Do you?
Because I was I was heavily involved in this, so yeah. So like just to give the input from my side. So what happened was like from my understanding, in the early days of Comic FIesta, a lot of the volunteers came from like kawan-kawan, like it's like church members. It's like, hey, you know, I am running this event, like can you help me out, can you operate this machine, like the mixer and things like that. Yeah, I can. So like people have members, it's like, you know, because like church members like run like you know, AV systems, so like they will handle the stage and things like that. So from there everyone became friends, and after that they needed more people, and then we have the forum, and then like some people was like hanging out with the members. It's like, oh yeah, you need help on that, I can help out on this and that. So that is from how I understand like how a lot of people came together into CF. And then there's people like me who like also like found out about this, and then I kind of like emails to tell and help out and things like that. So yeah, so the forum really drive us a lot into like the community centric thing. And then comes with 2006, where we were still in Sri Daya. That's where we see like, oh my god, like, you know, we don't have enough members. I was the web dev guy. I was supposed to help out with stage, and then I end up doing security with Ethicus. So it was like like, okay, you know, yeah, sure, you know, clearly we don't have enough people. And then 2006, after 2006, we already had GCC 2006. So in 2007, I proposed the idea that, hey, why not we get more volunteers from anime clubs? Because I know I can get a lot from my club in Melaka, and then I'm well connected with Cyberjaya, and I can call the Cyberjaya guys and see like how many people and things like that. So I came to my club, and then 2007, I was the president at that time, and I said, hey, there's this cool event called Comic FIesta, and they needed volunteers. You guys interested to help out? And there were a lot. I think they were like somewhere around 20 or 30 people. And the thing is, most of these people were like staying in Melaka. So we will arrange methods to make them stay in KL. So we asked, okay, who lives here in KL? Can these people bunk in KL and then help out this event and stuff like that? So we did that. And 2007 was really good. No, we had a lot of volunteers and things like that. And from there, like a lot of people like connected and things like that. That's how like you met new people coming into the event, and they became like long-term servers. And we
remember. Sorry, just to put a point. Like I remember, like now that you mention it, so I remember like around that same time, that was the time that we started, going. Oh yeah, hey Potter, could you reach out to all the clubs who were at the time, as we saw, like organizing a lot of these kind of events, and said, hey, would you be interested in helping us out as well? Yeah, it's around that same time. Was this like 2007? Is it 2008, 2007?
I'm not sure, because I was too busy dealing with my thing, so I'm not sure about the Potter side. Maybe,
but it was around.
I think I recalled something about like it's not just EMINA Melaka and EMINA Cyber. I think we also asked other clubs, so I think Potter probably handled the others. I'm not sure about that.
So I remember like at that time, because there were people like you who were very attached to your individual clubs already. So you're like, okay, hey, it sprung the idea of like, hey, why don't we reach out to other clubs as well? And I remember at the time, C2H and AMG were like two of the biggest supporters of CF during that time as well.
I think so.
Though to be fair, the headcount never reached the same as GACC. The GACC headcount was just ridiculous. The EMINA headcount was just huge.
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly how many people, but I remember that the Melakan side, we send out like somewhere around 20 people. That's from what I can remember. And then like we repeated the process until 2010, I think, until 2010. And then we slowly realized that there was a big problem, where that all these volunteers that we have are very disposable. and that's not what we want, because what we wanted is to have the original community feeling that we had in the early days, where everyone became long time friends. They know each other, they mingle with each other and things like that. But these newer volunteers, they don't know anything about the event. They just go, and when people ask, they say, "Oh, what is this about?" And then one of the volunteers just say, "Oh, to make money," kind of thing. So what the hell, like,
right?
but,
So
yeah.
I also wonder,
So,
like, at the same time, I sort of want to make sure that we have this more meta view as well. I just want to take a pause here just to paint.
Yep.
It was around the same time that people's first input into CF, like their first contact point into CF, right, was no longer the forums, was no longer the chats that, like, the MIRC and, like, those open chats that we were using. This was the time when CF was starting to gain a little bit of momentum through social media. We were communicating through Facebook and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, mostly our Facebook. Like,
Correct,
we had
exactly.
more momentum. But our forum is still no slouch. Our forum was still active all the way until to the 2011. So yeah.
So it was so active. Yes, it was. But my point is that, like, their first contact was no longer this forum where you would go in because you had a very specific set of interests. You were going in because you discovered this event through Facebook, where at the time Facebook groups wasn't a thing either. And so you didn't have this community of people that you would be meeting up with or discussing. You just knew it as this event with a page.
Exactly.
Right. So you didn't know anything. And what happened was that we had people who would be coming in who were volunteering, and you'd come in like the day before. And the day before, in 1 hour briefing, is not enough for you to understand what the event is about. It's not enough time for us. We've been talking about the history of GACC so far. The last time we were doing this, we were talking about the history of CF. And yes, we were talking about 20 years of history of CF, but like that took us 2 hours. Even if you cut it by half, that's still at 1 hour briefing, and that's not even talking about like what the event is doing this year, where you're supposed to go, where the toilets are, and all that kind of stuff, right? So there's no way on earth that we could do that same, like, we couldn't get those core communications into the volunteers as well, So
we noticed that it became a huge problem during, like, in 2009 and 2010s. Like, for me, like, my concern is, like, all these volunteers are not having fun. They were like, first, that they're all very bossy in the morning. They were like, what's going on? And I was trying to hype them up. Yeah, let's go. We can do this. Woo! And everyone was like, what? Huh? I think so. Like no one was motivated to do it. But by the end of the event, everyone was like super hype, super like, yeah, whoa, yeah. But it's kind of no point because the event already ended. Like, why are you so hyper when the event ended? When I want you to be hyper during the rush hour, So that's where I look into things, and I proposed the idea of the volunteering core inside CF. So I took the idea from GCC and MMU clubs, where a lot of the idea that we had the training camp, we had the methods, the cheer and blah 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 and all stuff, a lot of the culture that we have inside MMU, and then we implement it inside this volunteering core. And we call it the Feline Battalion, and then we change it to Feline Brigade because battalion sounds dumb. So yeah, the Feline Brigade. The reason why we call it the Feline Brigade is because Monster Hunter was really a big thing at the time, and felines are these like tiny cat creatures who are extremely helpful in your quest. So we thought like, oh, the name is very apt. It's kind of nice to call it. So yeah, that's a history. Yeah.
Capcom, please don't sue us. Capcom, please don't sue us.
So yeah. We ran up
we have not used any actual copyrighted material.
No, yeah, we did.
We have not used actual copyrighted material.
And then we announced it on the forum, and we don't know how popular it's gonna be, and we became really popular. And the first thing we had was like we have a proper camp. It's a 2 days 3 night camp. No, 3 days 2 night camp. At MMU in MMU Cyber, and then we had some fun with them, play some games, this, that, and it worked. Everyone was super hyped for the event, and then like this hype was transferred to the other members who didn't attend the camp. So, and for 2011 it worked very beautifully, and also this was the year where we went to GACC for the first time, and it was really helpful. It was really helpful to have these like really extremely motivated members. So
I think like just to turn the voice a little bit, there are a lot of very practical, like I don't know whether how much of this was 100% intentional on your part, but there were a lot of really practical, sort of, maybe they weren't 100% planned into, but sort of like things that we eventually evolved it into, from like not only the camp, but as well as the practices that are involved. Things like, once again, a lot of these things are like, you look back and you go like, oh, duh, we should have thought about it from day one kind of thing. But like a lot of stuff from like giving a proper like briefing of the event and its history, and who are the figureheads or who are the PICs that you should be looking for things, you know, that kind of stuff. Because last time when we were doing it at a smaller team, we didn't have to. Everyone knew everybody, right? We were
that was planned. We intentionally wanted to do that.
Correct. So I know that was more or less part of the plan as well. That was part of the idea that because you didn't know, this was a good idea to try and do. It also ingrained a lot of, it also allowed for, like, when it came to going on to the on-site recce that we usually do the day before the event, it basically removed the timing that you needed to have to do that same briefing. And it was a lot more effective because you were doing it at a time when, you know, you weren't absorbing a million and one different things, you know? So it was a very nice, like, pre-event kind of thing, and then there was this, like, pre-event onboarding class, and then there's this pre-event on-site kind of thing that was going on separately. Right? There was a lot of fun in games, obviously, but like a lot of fun in games taken a little bit to the extreme, didn't really do the exercises as well. I know there were some adjustments and attempts to try to ground it a little bit, but I think we can still argue over how effective those things are. I think that was very
okay. So I think like the most important thing that I wanted to highlight from all these camp and things like that is to eliminate the stranger element. Which is like I want these people to know each other very well. Like so, for example, like so that so that they know they are more comfortable to communicate to each other during the event day. They can fuck around a little bit more during the event day, and I feel like it's a lot more effective than a stranger asking help from another stranger and like awkwardly trying to do things. Right. So
I think credit where credit is due. That is actually one of the biggest and best takeaways from the camp. These two things very specifically. Like number one, familiarity with the event and its people, like its history and its people. Like you know at the heart of it, where did it come from at some level, who were involved, who were in charge, and all that kind of stuff. And you mingling with the organizing committee, at least you know that hey, these are the places we come from. We're not. This isn't some weird nameless Shinra organization that you never even.
Basically, we want to put some faces into these people. Like, hey, it's not run by like some monolith thing, like these people who are running the event.
Some weird,
and these people are actually just normal people,
Exactly. Then on the other side, which is on like the peer-to-peer side, the volunteers themselves got comfortable enough to like, oh yeah, hey, we're a bunch of people, we're doing this together, and they know each other. So as a result, we had a number of people who stayed with the event for a very, very long time, and eventually actually like some of them have, like, through the course of being volunteering for CF, got to know each other, got married with each other.
And another psychological factor that I wanted to add is to add the funness into volunteering, because once the visitors see like, oh, our volunteers are like going crazy, like super hyperactive, they're like wondering, oh, why is this people like so hyperactive, looks like fun, so I want to try volunteering next year. So that's also like one of the thing that I want to cultivate. So yeah, just want to make sure that people know that, you know, volunteering for CF is a really fun thing, and it's not just for show, but it's an actual fun thing that they can do. Yeah,
completely understand that.
Yeah.
So the volunteering. So we're getting to this end. I feel like we've come to this almost a natural end to this segment. Though though it feels kind of short. The volunteering section feels super duper short, but it does feel like a nice natural end to it.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss a little bit more in detail, but maybe for a different session, because there's so many things we can talk about. The volunteering is way too much. So yeah,
I know, right? And it's currently
like we have like 20 years worth of story to tell. So
yeah, man. Yeah, but this does feel like a very natural end. I do want to go to questions, but we didn't get any, so it's fine.
Oh, we didn't get any question. I'm sad. Why you guys have no questions for me? Wow, I'm sorry. I'm boring.
No. Take it as you have been so articulate that there is no space for questions. They are everything.
Yeah, I covered everything. God damn, exactly. I naturally answered everyone's question.
Exactly. Before you wanted to ask, like I was going to ask this, but it's like, oh, he's answered it already.
Yeah.
All right, Ido. Okay, so before we're about to end here, but before we end, I just want to ask real quick. Is there any place that, like, anyone else who's interested, who's ever going to watch this thing, who still doesn't know you, be able to reach out to you, be able to see more of your stuff and all that kind of stuff? Are you on Twax or? But I'm sorry. That's sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. The easiest way to find me is actually on Discord. Just visit Comic FIesta's community Discord.
God, are you plugging CF right here?
It's the easiest way to find me. I'm always there. You can always tag me, that's the fastest way to get a response from me.
Is there a permanent link on for CF Discord? Is there a permanent link for CF Discord?
Yep, discord.gg/Comic FIesta.
Okay, pass it to me a little bit after this. I'll add it in the description for anyone who still doesn't know and is looking for it. It'll be an easy link after this. I'll just add it in after as well. Your personal links are also down there as well. I think I have your Twitter link as well as your Instagram for anyone who wants to see more of this stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, please follow me there. I do shit posts a lot of things, and on Instagram I put beautiful photos there because, like I said, I'm a photography enthusiast. So yeah, check me out there. We really appreciate it if you guys check stuff out.
All right.
So yeah.
Cool. Anything major else that you want to cover or you want to talk about before we close in the segment for today? Because like, I don't know, man, like this is, to be honest with you, this has been smooth. Smooth.
Really? I'm glad. I'm glad.
The starting aside.
Yeah. I mean, that was intentional. That was planned. Yeah. What are you talking about? That was all planned. So yeah.
Starting aside, but yeah, this has been smooth. I hope everyone. This has been a great. I hope everyone had a good time today. I hope
everyone had a good time listening to my grandfather's stories too. I hope that was entertaining. I tried to make it as entertaining as interesting as possible, of course.
Just in case anyone's wondering, right? In the descriptions below, I routinely write TW F. Oh, sorry, I can't remember exactly the spelling, but basically I write in abbreviation the website formerly known as Twitter.
Okay.
Because
X.
you'll never get me writing that out. Like, I refuse to acknowledge like that silly little ego. Like,
just call it Twitter then.
Yeah, but hey, I can't actually call it that. So that's as much respect as I can give it.
All right.
So, anyways, but yeah, sorry, where was I going with that?
I don't know. Twitter. Yeah, we have Twitter. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, it's been fantastic, Ido. Thank you very much for sharing your stories here with us.
Yeah,
today.
thank you for inviting me again. It was
no, no.
good. Like looking back at this nostalgia and give me a really good refresher of the weird things I did back 20 years ago. So yeah.
Oh God, I'm trying to run through my head if there was anything major that I did want to add to this before we close off for tonight. But I really can't call off anything out the top of my head. GACC has been like so many years ago, and just hearing the stories has been fantastic on its own. It was I
think when it comes to GCC, I think you should ask like a lot of the visitors' point of view of their event too. I think that would be pretty interesting because right now you hear the organizers' point of view, so I think you should ask the visitors of 2007 and 2008 and see how it goes. That would be pretty interesting, I think.
That would be, but I think to do that sort of like a really interesting one, I would need like at least 10-20 different people. That kind of thing.
Or maybe just call like 5 of them at once and then
panel,
let them
right? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll have like a panel session where like we'll sit down with people across the table and we'll do this segment with like a live audience, studio audience or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 20 years has been 20 years has been amazing. Unfortunately, GACC is no longer with us. In for what it's worth, it will at least live on in this live stream.
It's a good bittersweet memory, yeah.
For what it's worth,
sweet memory, not bitter. There's nothing bitter about it. It's all sweet memory. So yeah.
You sure? But yes, it will live on in the inspiration series, given many other events. So, which was once again the big reason why I wanted to have you with us, because I think it's worth recognizing what it was.
Thank you.
No, it's always been it's a privilege, right? So
thank you for inviting. Yeah.
So I think with that, I think I'm going to close off for tonight. For those who've been with us for this entire night, thank you very much for being with us. This has been like over 2 hours long. If you like what we've been doing here today, please like and subscribe. It's very encouraging. This channel is tiny, it's small. So any amount of like follows and stuff like that, all the good stuff, is really encouraging, because this has been only a personal project. And yeah, I always like to know that someone out there likes what we're doing here. Yeah. So till then, till the next segment. So the next segment I'll be doing is another 2 weeks from now, and it will actually be with it will actually be with a local cosplayer called Kazuki Vinka. Yeah. So let me. I need to double check that for a second, because I do believe that it should be right. I need to check. It should be.
Wow.
Because
it was supposed to be smooth, and then you just ruined it.
I know, right? Because what happened was that I'm pretty sure it is. Mostly because what happened was that it was one that we had to reschedule for various reasons.
Okay.
And I can't pull up my calendar right now. So but I'll do the announcement like closer to the date.
Yeah. All right.
But yes, it should be with Kazuki Vinka, a long-time cosplayer. She's actually one of the winners for Cosplay Invitational one of the years. Once again, I can't remember which year it was. I need to double check once again, because my memory's been pretty shit.
Yeah. Okay.
And so yeah, and she'll be talking. I one of the reasons why we had it rescheduled was because things got really busy with her on her side, and we just couldn't make it work. So so we had to completely reschedule, and with any luck, we'll be having it then. So it'll be 2 weeks from now. On the 29th. Yes, that should be the one with Kazuki.
Okay. All right.
So I hope to see everyone there. And till then, good night, everyone. Thank you.